Test 1, 2, test.
15 seconds. When I do this, we'll go ahead and go.
Okay.
Quick intro, and then we'll go right to the band.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, sit back and enjoy our tribute to some of popular music royalty as we present...
Good evening, sports. Todd Edwards. As you can see, I'm wearing an official mask from Sports Shooting Stars. I'm going to take this off because now you can probably hear me. Stars, it's Todd Edwards down here on the track, and behind me, the band. And Dude Jones multitasking. He's behind the camera. He's behind the camera, operating the camera till Belinda Morales comes here. And we are about minutes away from kickoff. Right now, we're going to zone in right down to the band and let the sports and athletics, the bands do just as much work and effort and time put in. And this is what you're seeing right now. The Central York Band tonight. No fans in the stands, as you can see. It's empty tonight. The band is here. The broadcast team, again, of Dude Jones and Todd Edwards are here. The clock reads about 35 minutes till kickoff here. And are you looking forward to this big matchup tonight? Game of the week.
Yeah, it's definitely game of the week. It's a season. Is watching the band go out here and do their thing right now. So I'm going to give them a few minutes, and I'm going to tune back in the next 4 or 5 minutes, and we'll get the pregame show sponsored tonight by Beige
Fitness of Red Lion, big sponsors, and we'll talk about that along with Prestige Motor Cars of York, some new sponsors. Exciting season.
And also must add that all the sponsors this year have kids that actually play in the school district. So we really appreciate that. They're big assets to the community and also to our program.
To the program. And then the unfortunate part, fans at this point are allowed in the stands to watch the game. So again, we're going to bring the action to you as well, dude.
Yeah, we're doing a game every week in October, so it should be really exciting. And we should have a great season. Can't wait. Well, I'm going to tune in right now to the band so you can check them out. Hopefully you guys can hear them. And, I'd like to give them some recognition as well.
in between a song here, do a great effort I mentioned on the pregame show with not just the student athletes, but also the band members who put a lot of time in and work.
Yeah, they do a lot of work in the off season, and we really look forward to them playing the instruments and being a part of the program and being a part of tonight.
No doubt about it. Opening night in YIAA action. A lot of other games being played, but this big matchup tonight is really kind of the main event to Red Lion invading Central. Of course, Red Lion looking for a little redemption after last season. Of course, getting blown out on their home field at Horn Field.
And as our fans can see, there's no fans in here tonight, and that's something really different because this field actually holds 3,500 people.
3,500 people, and you know, unfortunately, no fans are allowed in, but moreover, no parents are allowed to come in and see their sons or daughters, for that matter, play some fall sports. And hopefully the state legislature and the PIAA and YIAA can work on some things to allow, with proper social distancing. You mentioned 3,500 seats here. You could socially distance here outside
absolutely
easily on both sides, and at least to accommodate the parents of the players.
2020 has been a strange year all the way around, especially with seniors this year not having an opportunity, parents not having an opportunity to watch their seniors play and be a part of the program and have to watch from home. But we also appreciate all those that are tuning in tonight. We have former athletes that went to Central, went to your Red Line, is also tuning in tonight. So, we really appreciate everybody that, is a part of the program and supports us.
And I heard a lot from some people that messaged me. They were going to have their own tailgate parties at their homes watching Sports Shooting Stars, and we welcome them as they're watching here, getting ready for what hopes to be an exciting matchup between two of the top teams here in YIAA.
And we know for sure that Red Line's looking for some revenge. I mean, they like you said, they got blown out last year at their home. And Red Line's usually a tough, resilient team. So this year, I see Red Line coming out fast and strong. They want to, come with a message to start the game. But again, Central's loaded. They have a lot of guys returning from last year. So it's going to be really tough for Red Line to come out here with a win, especially on Central York's home field.
Home field, of course, Red Lion finished 6-4 last year. Central York finished 9-2 with that loss at Harrisburg in Districts 2. So again, Central looks to be the team to beat here in YIAA, and with a 7-game schedule, it starts tonight in earnest between two teams here.
And from my knowledge, Todd, I think the band is not going to play like they normally do during halftime, so they're doing their thing before the game.
Before the game, pre-game.
So that's why we're watching them now before the game and getting them some TV time as well.
And it's my understanding it's just Central York's band that's here tonight that'll be on display. We are joined by Belinda Morales,
our videographer for the last 4 years. So
4 years, and
it's very windy out tonight. I mean, that's going to play effect on throwing the ball for the quarterback. So you can expect a lot of runs from both quarterbacks. Because Randy Pfizer, what used to be their running back and wide receiver, now he's at quarterback this year. And usually, I understand why they put Randy Pfizer at the quarterback. He's probably the best athlete on the team, so you can expect a little bit out of Randy, running, throwing the ball, and also I believe he plays defense.
It should be interesting. A big matchup tonight between two great quarterbacks on the Central side. I think a lot of our viewers know the junior quarterback, Bo Perbilla, who has been who's committed to Penn State and is drawn comparisons by Coach James Franklin for Penn State as another Trace McSorley. You're going to see him tonight. I saw him pregame on the field. He looks like he's grown an inch or two and gained some weight while doing warm-ups here on the field pregame.
Mm-hmm. And also, you got to keep an eye out for Devontae Dennis for Red Line, the 6'6" wide receiver who's also a two-way sports player. He also plays basketball for Red Line and also has some D1 looks as well.
Yes, he does. And this Red Lion team, don't sleep on this Red Lion team tonight. It's a good opening opponent here for Central.
And if the fans can see the color guard with their flags and how it's blowing, you can tell how windy it is out here tonight. So like I said, you got to really watch that when you want to throw the ball from the quarterback perspective, because the ball can sail on you very easily.
And I'm glad, dude, and let the viewers know, I'm glad I brought my jacket. I didn't think we were going to need the jacket, but you're right. It's a bit windy here, high atop the press box of sorts here at Central York. And we thank the viewers for tuning in tonight. Again, subscribe to our page or like our page on Facebook at Sports Shooting Stars, where you can watch each and every game. It's going to be a six-pack this year of games for Sports Shooting Stars. We're going to be off next Friday, and then we're going to be busy. We're going to have a busy October, every Friday in October, starting with the Susquehannock and West York game. And then, boy, we're going to be at Northeastern, not too far from here for back-to-back games. And let's not forget York Suburban, a big battle at York Suburban, as they're going to face off with New Oxford in week 2 in October.
Yeah, it should be an action-packed October for fall sports, and especially for Sports Shooting Stars program. So, we're really excited. Can't wait for it to happen.
We are excited, of course, at Northeastern. I want to remind our fans, Central York will invade there. That's always a big rivalry, not too far
Backyard
from here.
brawl.
Backyard brawl of sorts between those two schools. And then the Bearcat Nation, York High, is going to invade Northeastern. And then we're going to close out the season talking about another backyard brawl. Red Line, this Red Line team will travel to Dallastown, That's tentatively scheduled. Now, we did hear some word if the Central York and York High game could be played based upon both teams not making the district play on Halloween Eve, October 30th,
Absolutely, yeah. We'll love to get that game if that can happen, but we just got to call it, play it as it is this year. Even with tonight, normally we're up on top of the stands, up on top of the scorers box, but, we had a reserve spot over here on the visitor side, so, we're just making do what we have. Like I said, I know we're a small crew, only about 4 people, so, we try our best to give a good production out there. The volume might cut out every now and again, but we'll get it right back on. But, we're just trying to make sure we put on a good program, a good show for everyone that's watching.
And ready to get the season started here. The clock reads just under 14 minutes, and our viewers at home before we get this underway here with week 1 with YIAA. Some other games taking place this week.
A reminder from TIAA District 3. Sudden cardiac arrest is the leading killer of student athletes in the United States. TIAA District 3 and the Peyton Walker Foundation have partnered.
Want to remind some fans that are watching, we have some other matchups. The Dover Eagles traveled to York High this week. Dover, first time this year that they'll be in the Division I. They've kind of switched with New Oxford,
Yeah, Dover's is now in Division I, and New Oxford went to Division II, I believe. Is that correct? Yeah.
Yes, and we're going to have that New Oxford Colonial team at York Suburban in week 2 in October. Also, Spring Grove Rockets at Northeastern.
To save lives of those afflicted by sudden cardiac arrest. Please give your attention to the following statement. The nearest AED is located between the bathrooms at the north end of the stadium.
West York at Gettysburg Eastern York at York Suburban tomorrow night. They're going to play a Saturday night, a certain number of practices, so they could not play that game tonight in Hanover at Southwestern.
Yeah, safety is first and foremost when it comes to these student athletes. These are still high school students, so if the school wants to shut things down for safety reasons, then we totally understand that.
And the band here at Central York looks like they're settling into the bleachers. Plenty of room here, a lot of social distancing here. As you do mention, we're on the visitor side, about the 50-yard line we're set up. Some other media members are here as well to cover the game. But not your usual feel for high school football, compared to the past couple of seasons. But you mentioned with COVID-19 and safety precautions,
especially
it's
not
a new look and a new season here for us.
Yeah, and especially not for Central York, because they're coming off. They have a couple guys who have already signed Division I, which is Bo Perbula, who signed with Penn State. He's a Penn State commit. We got Gaffney.
Yes, you mentioned tackle Josh Gaffney, 6'4", 310 pounds. He's heading to the University of Albany. By the way, University of Albany, Antonio Rizzuta plays some basketball there, another local product from Northeastern. Kyle Fontes, he's committed to Bucknell. He's going to play tight end here for Central. And Taylor Wright Rawls, I know he had an offer for St. Francis.
Yes, he
did. Division I school, and
also Duke. Duke is also interested in Taylor Wright Rawls, so he's the guy you got to watch out for today. On number 11 for Central York, wide receiver,
and another wide receiver for Central, Judah Toom. He's going to be playing today. Also, we know him from the basketball court as well.
Yep. Judah Tome, he's also one of those players that played basketball and football. He had heavy looks last year for football. He's a really good player, very fast, runs like a 4.4, 4.5, I think it was. And he can light it up from anywhere on the field. Also, their running back Isaiah Sturgis for Central York is also a tough running back. Like you said, a senior, and expect him to put up some big numbers this year as well.
Another senior, Lake Hiddender, a center for this offensive lineman for the Central York Panthers. On the defensive side, Jake Smith, look for him as a linebacker.
That's Jack Smith. Jack Smith. Yep.
Stand corrected, dude. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I know you know a few things about this Central York Panthers ball club.
Yeah, I've been around him for a couple years now. My son plays Karan Brown, number 5, so I've been around him for a couple years now.
Now, on the Red Line side, you mentioned earlier in our telecast, Randy Pfizer, the number 1. He's on your roster. Electrifying play for Red Line, quarterback, wide receiver last year. Devontae Dennis, a wide receiver and defensive end for this Red Lion ball club. On the line, offensive tackle, defensive tackle, senior Caden Gordon Bay for Red Line. Jake Bradley, he's a tight end and outside linebacker, a junior for Red Line. Senior safety, Brock Holloway. So some players to keep an eye on as we get ready here. It looks like Red Line's about setting up to possibly enter the field here. We're under 9 minutes to go. Eagerly anticipating the start of Season 4 for Sports Shooting Stars. Again, follow Insurance Company for your auto, home, business, life insurance. Contact information, 2210 West Market Street here in York, Pennsylvania. Their phone number, 717-792-6100. And Greg, and I believe his wife this past week has celebrated a wedding anniversary, right, Dew?
Yes, sir. I think they've been married for almost 30 years or around that
or
number.
Close to it, yeah.
His son,
congratulations. Nick Basil
Nick
at
Basil.
St. Francis,
Yep.
a kicker, a Central alum.
Yep. Scored a lot of points for Central last year as they averaged around 50 points per game. So he was kicking that ball quite often.
And has moved on again to St. Francis University. And then also, how about this? You're looking to get in shape for this new year, Anytime Fitness of Red Line. Now that gyms are open, and I know gyms there for a period of time were closed, so I was kind of hitting the pavement running a lot, so it kind of pained me not to go to the gym. But, hey, check out Anytime Fitness of Red Line, 3117 Cape Horn Road in Red Lion. Tell them John Turpak sent you about that,
no
another
doubt.
sponsor for us.
And also we have Prestige Motor Cars of York.
Luxury for less. How about it?
The best vehicles you can find for under $10,000. You can contact his phone. It's Jesse Ferber directly at 717-781-6750. Or you can contact the business at 717-843-4747.
There you go. And Central looks like they're making their way in the tunnel here, minutes away from kickoff. The sun's setting over our shoulders here, too, at Central York High School in Springettsbury Township, and we thank you for tuning in wherever you're watching. And it's interesting too. We're not just local, but we're really international. It's
international.
Amazing. I've had some people that have vacationed down in the islands watching our, maybe our basketball season. So it's really exciting to see where our reach goes, not just here in the York County area, but across the country and international.
And here comes Central York.
And there they are. Again, here's some of the band members trying to make some noise for this Central York Ball Club. They'll be wearing their all-orange jerseys, Red Lion, in their all-white jerseys, coached by Jesse Shea.
And as we said earlier, Red Lion didn't have the typical year that they normally have. Red Lion's a really good, resilient team, tough. They put up a lot of points, and they're really tough in the division. But last year they had some struggles. They ended up going 6-4 last year. And I know they want to rebound this year, and they're going to be on the back. And everything's going to be on the back of Randy Pfizer this year.
Yeah, and look for Randy Pfizer. He'll be number 1 on your program. Hey, 86 years of football for Red Lion. It really is amazing. And in that time, 21 championships for this Red Lion ball club through the years. And as they make their way to their
Red Lion Stadium is one of the best in York County. I mean, it's big. It almost looks like a collegiate
on the
stadium.
one side, Horde Field, I admit, one of my favorite stadiums to visit, and especially do some sideline reporting. And that's one stadium, we really haven't had the opportunity to broadcast a game at.
I can't wait to get down there.
Yeah, it's we are tentatively set to broadcast Redline
Yep.
at Dallastown, that backyard brawl. You talk about Northeastern and Central. Well, Redline and Dallastown have always had that rivalry between the two schools, and we'll be there on Halloween Eve, October 30th.
This time we ask that everyone please rise and gentlemen remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
There you have it, sports fan. A nice rendition by the Central York Panthers band here of our national anthem. And we're just minutes away from kickoff here at Central York.
And as we said earlier, there's a lot of hype around Central, but you can't ride off your coattails from last year. This is a whole new year. Every team out there is gunning for Central to knock them off because they went undefeated in the division last year. So they had to come out and be hungry every single play because teams like Redline, York High, Northeastern, pretty much anybody can knock anybody off at any given Friday. So they got to come out here ready to play because nobody's going to lay down for them, especially with it being such a short, reduced season. People want to get – they're going to be hyped up and want to get all their energy out and get some wins.
And with that note, I mean, Central York, a new coach this year. How about it? Coach Janchik, Gary Janchik, who makes his way from Lebanon to coach this Central York ball club. A pretty impressive resume Janchik has from Lebanon, and he's had some passing camps and some tutelage with the Manning family as well. So which should only help, number one, Bo Perbola for Central York, a junior who's been comparisons have been made by Coach James Franklin from Penn State. Another Trace McSorley. If you followed Trace, he was a passer and a runner for Penn State. Who's now, by the way, with Baltimore. He's Baltimore Ravens' third-string quarterback.
I'm just excited, Todd, we can kick off a football season. It was kind of iffy there with COVID-19, but, we're very lucky and fortunate that we had an opportunity. And I want to give a shout-out, too, to Central York's athletic director, Marty Trimmer. He allowed us to come in here, under the restrictions that they do have. He allowed us to come here to film this game, along with other media, but he allowed us to come in as well, so we really appreciate that. All the athletic directors that allow us to come in and film, we really, really appreciate that, so thank you.
And Central York, their kicker, number 2, Cole Luckenball, getting set to kick off to Red Lion.
I think the players are getting loud for their guys because of no fans here.
No fans,
so they're getting excited, getting them hyped up. And kicking the ball off is Cole Luckenball, number 2 for Central York. He's been their kicker on and off there for the last couple of years.
And with the graduation of Nick Basil, who, again, we mentioned earlier, is at St. Francis University. And we're off.
Nice kick.
Nice kick into the end zone there. It's a touchback. Back for Redline there was Jeffrey Nameki, a junior, 6 foot, 165-pound wide receiver and defensive back. But here it is. Redline setting up offensively. Led
And
by
this
their
may
senior quarterback. We mentioned him earlier, Randy Pfizer.
number 1 there running out there at the field, number 1 for Red Line. And I believe this may be the first game we filmed of Red Line football. This might be our first game, or did we do York High?
We were at York
York High,
Red
that's
Line
right,
at
yeah.
York High.
Yep.
I ran into some colleagues I remember on my way in who
Very nice.
played for Red Lion, and here we are.
And you see
Jake Bradley in motion, and they give to Jake Bradley. He's bottled up by the
and that's
Central
a big
York
game
defenders.
tackle.
Not much doing there, That's a loss of 2 there for Red Lion. 2nd down and 12. Ball on their own 18-yard line of Red Lion. Get Red Lion in their all-white jerseys. Offense spread out now. Jake Bradley to the right of Randy Pfizer in the backfield.
Randy Pfizer with the ball, he runs.
Running out to the edge, and not much running room there as he runs out of bounds there. And the Central York defenders are right there, Between the Central players and their band, making some noise here tonight at Central York. A pickup of 1 on that play. It's 3rd down and 11 for Red Lion. Red Lions on their own 19-yard line here with 11:17 to go here in the first quarter with Sports Shooting Stars. It's Stu Jones. It's Todd Edwards. Thank you for tuning in this Friday night. And Randy Pfizer rolls to his right, looking to throw the ball downfield and completed, but hit hard there, Stu.
That was a big hit from Jamar Simpson, the 5'8" senior.
And that's going to bring up a 4th down for this Red Lion ball club. And
Jamar Simpson, who also goes by the name of X from his teammates. Looks like Red Line's in punting position. Oh, no. Looks like they may be going.
4th down here, and 4th down, and the punt is off. A short punt there.
Mm-hmm.
But it takes a Red Line bounce to about the 40-yard line there of Central. Their formation was a little unique there by Red Line.
Central York didn't have anybody back there for to catch the ball for the punt, so we didn't know if they were going for it or not.
It's the first game for everyone, including the broadcasters and our camera operator, Belinda Morales. How about it,
Yes, sir.
And there we go, the Central York Panthers.
And that was a quick 3-and-out for Red Line, so let's see what Central has going on for their offense.
Go back in shotgun formation, and the give to the running back.
A little jawing going back and forth between Red Line and Central York. That was number 8 that ran the ball, Isaiah Sturgis.
Yep. It's kind of hard from this angle to see who has the ball from far off the field. But here we're going to do our best here in calling the names with the numbers. Bo back in passing formation, completed.
And that's a pass completed to
Judah
number 4.
Moves the ball just past midfield here into Red Lion territory. Bo back in shotgun formation. Rolls to his left, looking downfield. Another completed pass there by Bo.
And this isn't our ideal viewing situation because we have to be on the sideline because the top is already preoccupied. But I think that was
Judah to him, another reception for Judah. Brings up a 2nd down and 7 here for the Central York Ball Club with just over 9.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter at Central York.
And that's Isaiah Sturgis, number 8.
Nice carry for Isaiah Sturgis, picks up the 1st down. And Central moving the ball rather comfortably here, whether it's in the air or on the ground,
At this point right now, Central is doing what they want to do with the ball on offense.
The Central York Panthers trick formation lined up, spread out. Oh, looking to throw the ball
He's
downfield
deep.
and all alone
Easy.
in the end zone. Touchdown. Number 11, Taylor Wright Rawls. And just like that, dude, with 9 minutes to go, a touchdown for Central York.
That was a big touchdown. It was about a 30-yard throw for Bo Perbula to Taylor Wright Rawls to start the season off the right way.
And as we were high atop the bleachers here, you kind of saw that play develop and wide open, number 11, Taylor Wright Rawls. And the point after attempt here by Cole Luckenball. Flag down on that play. Referee sorting out the penalty here. It may have been an approachment on red line. Central going to attempt to line up for the point after attempt. Placeholder Trenton Dunnick. And a bobbled snap and a no good extra point attempt there. And interesting, it's 6-0. Be interesting to see if that comes into play as the game progresses. A point after attempt missed here by Central. But on a more positive note, Central looked good in that opening series offensively.
Yeah, Central got the ball, and they scored in the first 2 minutes they had the ball. So that's what you want from your offense. And that's a great way to start the season as well.
And looking down here at the Red Lion sideline, they seem to be a bit dejected there. You could see a little of the wind came out of the sails there. But still plenty of time here. 9 minutes to go here in the opening quarter with Sports Shooting Stars. This Friday night, game of the week here we have it.
Yeah, and that was a breakdown on Red Line's secondary because Taylor Wright Rawls had about 7 yards open to catch that ball. Nobody was near him when that ball was in the air.
And
so
it was a perfect
thrown
ball by Bo Perbola, and you can see why he's committed to Penn State University.
Absolutely. Bo Perbula, he has legs, he can hit, he can run fast, and, his accuracy is steady improving. And you can see tonight that his accuracy is right on point.
And the pedigrees there is his older brother plays at the University of Delaware. His father played college ball, and I believe his uncle played as well for USC. So it's certainly football family, no doubt. And here we are with
Central. And you can best believe they're tuning in tonight to watch this game.
We welcome everyone for tuning in and thank them for tuning in this Friday night, wherever you're watching.
Absolutely.
In the comfort of your own home.
It's a kick by
Luckenball.
And Cole Luckenball has a foot.
He does.
Back in the end zone again.
End zone.
That's 2 in a row for Cole Luckenball.
No chance for number 5, Jeffrey Nakamiki, to bring the ball out for Red Line. But Red Line's going to set up at their 20-yard line here offensively, their second series in this game, and then looking to maybe move the ball a little more here under the direction of quarterback Randy Pfizer. Randy Pfizer, the quarterback, back in shotgun formation. To his left, running back Jake Bradley. And the gives to Jake Bradley, runs up the middle. Nice carry for Jake Bradley.
Nice gain. Looks like about 4 to 6 yards on that game right there.
And Red Lion needed that, to get their second series started here.
Absolutely. Also want to tell the fans and also people that's watching tonight's broadcast that our sponsors, their logo and their contact information is at the bottom of the screen. So you can check that out and make sure you give them a call. It's Basil Insurance, Anytime Fitness or Red Line, and also Prestige Motorcars of York.
Luxury for Lex. And there we are back to the game and a sack there, and down goes Randy Pfizer.
And that's a sack for Trenton Dunnick.
Dunnick, yes.
The 6'2 junior.
Placeholder there on their special teams unit with the sack. And that brings up a 3rd down and 15 for Red Line. And it kind of puts their back to the wall here on their ball on their own 16-yard line with just over 8 minutes to go here in the opening quarter here at Central York High School. You're watching Sports Shooting Stars with Dew Jones, yours truly, Todd Edwards, and our camera operator, Belinda Morales, a small but mighty crew here tonight with COVID-19 restrictions in place.
And also have my son, Ryan Brown Jr., running the score. So it's a small knitted group, but we get a lot done.
There we go. The snap back to Randy Pfizer, looking to throw the ball and complete it to Jake Bradley, and that's going to fall short of the first down here for Redline. It's going to bring out their punting unit, a 4th down and 14.
Just to add, Jake Bradley, the junior, he's 6'3". He's
6'3"?
a running back and a linebacker. He's 6'3". He's very tall out there on that field.
Very tall and easy to identify with his long hair. I'm follically challenged, so I can appreciate his hair there.
I like that, follically challenged.
Yes. And Redline sets up here for the punt.
Returning is Jamar Simpson. He has
Jamar
the ball.
Simpson tries to break the ball to the outside, to
He
the
has some yards.
45, 40, inside the 40, 35, and it runs out of bounds.
And there's a late hit,
And
I believe.
a late flag coming down, and it may be against Redline there. You're right, dude, for a late hit out of bounds. Let's see what that call is.
And that's going to give it's going to give Central York 15 more yards, I believe. And they're already at the 30-yard line.
Sorting this out right now. A personal foul looks that will be called against Redline. And this is going to set up Central York with fantastic field position for their second series here in the opening quarter with 7:24 to go. Central York 6, Redline 0.
And as we said earlier, you can feel the wind and the temperature's starting to drop right now. It's probably around 50, 55 degrees or something like that.
So much for game time temp at near 70 degrees here.
It
How
definitely
about it as
dropped.
the sun has set and the ball on the 16-yard line of Redline as Central York sets up trips formation to the left and a flag down.
And that's another penalty, I believe, on Redline. Offsides. Redline has to limit their mistakes if they want to stay in this game. Don't want to shoot yourself in the foot against a team like Central York.
This team, if you remember last year, I think averaged over 40 points in their wins last year and gave up only 8 points. And right now they look like they've picked up from where they left off last season here. Bo Perbola back in shotgun formation. They give to the running back. Is that Isaiah Sturgis again with another carry? We're going to call his name and number, I think, a lot tonight as far as the running game here for Central York.
And Redline has a history of having big linemen. Those are offensive linemen that's in the front. In the front.
Yeah, that's one thing you notice sitting up here in the bleachers. Redline has
the
some
defensive linemen and offensive linemen are pretty
guys
big.
on the line, both sides of the line. 2nd down and 3 right now. The ball on the 3-yard line. Give to Isaiah Sturgis as he tries to pound that ball up. Behind that, Central York has a nice offensive line as well, too.
Absolutely. And Coach Joncic, he likes to pass a lot, so just see them running right now is probably a good thing for Central because they're within the 20-yard line.
Blake Hinder, offensive lineman, the center. Of course, 73, Josh Gaffney. We mentioned him, the left tackle, going to the University of Albany. Some D1 prospects on this Central team. Bo rolls to his left, looking to throw the ball.
And that's another one.
We're waiting for the call. There was that ball. I think the ball may have been incomplete there, Dew. I was waiting for the call from this. It is I'm being told it's a touchdown.
It is a touchdown. Didn't see much of a reaction.
Did not see, no, and I was looking at the side judge there, and the public address announcer has made the call.
It looks like they will be going for 2 so they can have 14 points.
2-point conversion here. Bo rolling to his right. Flag down. Just has to throw that away, Dew.
And that's a tough hit that Bo really just took as he's going out of bounds. He kind of threw off his back foot, and he was off balance, and he got pushed, and he fell on his back pretty hard. But he hopped right back up.
It brought back some memories. I was a sideline reporter last year at Redline against that game with Central and Redline, and I remember Bo took some massive hits in that game during that contest last season. But
looks like that penalty was against Central York.
And of course the 2-point conversion failed, and it's 12-0 right now. Central York, 2 touchdowns. Taylor Wright Rawls with both of the touchdown receptions.
The Perbula and Wright Rawls connection is definitely in effect right now. Central York is up 12-0 with 6 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the first quarter.
And the Central York Panthers band playing, enjoying the festivities so far with 6:10 to go here in the opening quarter. Want to remind our fans, we're going to be back on the air October 2nd as Susquehanna, the Warriors, travel to West York. We were at West York a couple years ago for a basketball game. This will be our first telecast of a football game at West York. Looking forward to making our way to West York. But first things first right now, it's Central York with a 12-0 lead. And the kicks.
And that's three kicks in a row for Cole Luckenball, all in end zone.
Strong leg by Cole Luckenball, and it doesn't look like they've dropped off at all from Nick Basil last year going to St. Francis, and now their kicker, Cole Luckenball.
And Cole Luckenball had a hard time coming up because in the last couple years, he got injured a few times, so he had to sit out a season. So he's been working really hard to get himself back on the field, and he's doing a great job out there. He's a starting outside linebacker, and he's also the kicker.
And here we are, the third series now for Redline, looking to try to move the ball downfield a little bit. And there's Randy Pfizer for the rollout. And some positive yardage for the Lions there by Randy Pfizer. Under 6 minutes to go here in the first quarter, and some fan support here tonight for Redline. A few Redline fans in attendance here.
Well, when you say few, we mean
literally
two. There's two people here.
We hear them, yes.
Oh, they're bus drivers.
I'm
okay, I got you. The bus
there
drivers.
We go. The bus drivers are certainly
Which makes sense.
There we go.
I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. We see you guys on the YouTube Live.
Second down and 4 here for Redline. Randy Pfizer back in shotgun formation. The pitch out to Jake Bradley.
And as we said before, Jake Bradley, the 6'3 junior, he's a big boy out there.
He is, and we've called his name and number a few times so far here. It brings up a 3rd down and 3 with just over 5 minutes to go. Again, Central York 12, Red Lion 0. This is Redline's 3rd series in the game. I think for Redline right now under Coach Jesse Shea, I think you're looking for some positive yardage here and maybe get a few first downs under your belt so you don't fall too far behind the Central York club. Randy Pfizer with the keeper.
And that got snuffed out pretty fast by number 9 for Central York.
That's Jack Smith. I keep calling him Jake. It's Jack Smith. A 6 foot, 210-pound senior.
And Jack Smith's another kid that put on a lot of muscle and weight this year. He probably put on about 15, 20 pounds from last year.
And you need that at that position playing linebacker.
Absolutely.
You certainly don't want to be ran over by running backs playing that position.
Got to have a little girth to you.
And here we are, 4th down and 1.
It's going to be tight here.
Going for the ball on their own 29-yard line.
Pfizer.
The keeper by Randy Pfizer. And it looks like Randy picked it up with the quarterback keeper. A new set of downs there for Red Lion, and it gives them some life offensively here with just under 4 minutes to go.
And that's what Redline wants to do. They want to keep on getting first downs and keep chugging down the field and see what they can get. I mean, they haven't really thrown the ball too far yet, and everything's pretty much been going through Randy Pfizer. They haven't went to Devontae Dennis as of yet, number 21 for Redline.
Another two-sport star. We've called his name a few times during the basketball season, but a flag down.
I believe that's an offsides. Oh, that was a false start on Redline.
False start by Redline. Much to the delight of the Central York band here. They're cheering. It brings up a first down and 15 now. The ball on Redline's 27-yard line with just under 3.5 minutes to go.
Nice brisk night.
It's football weather.
It's football weather.
The clock doesn't turn till autumn till next week, but it certainly feels like autumn here tonight at Central York as Randy Pfizer's
in the shotgun.
And they give to Reed Anderson, the running back, 5'8", 144-pound junior for Red Lion.
And Red Lion's going to have to pull some bags out there out their hat a little. I mean, a couple tricks out there.
Tricks out of their hat.
Yeah,
Yes.
just to keep Central guessing and keep them honest. They got to bring some things out that Central's not used to seeing.
And I think if you're Redline, the more you keep Central's offense off the field, the better the chance you have of winning this game and hopefully getting some positive yardage here for Redline. But I don't think you want to see that offense led by Bo Perbola on the field.
That's a high-octane offense. That's a pitch.
Pitch to Jake Bradley, and boy, the Central defender snuffed that play out to bring up a third down.
Hey, that was a big play by Jack Smith. He snuffed that out, and he lost about 5 yards on that tackle.
Not the way Redline wants to be moving. They're moving backward right now with just over 2 minutes to go.
It's 3rd and 16.
Ball on their own 18-yard line.
And you would think this probably would be a passing situation for Redline.
3rd and forever for Redline. 3rd down and 24. Randy back in shotgun formation.
And he's rolling out. There's nothing there.
And he just runs out of bounds
Yeah.
there. Nothing open, and I don't know if our viewers could see that. Everything was covered downfield, and it forced Randy really to scramble out of the pocket, and not much of a pickup there. Bring out the punting unit for Redline.
Yeah, number 5, Karan Brown, had the opportunity to put his hands on Randy Fives, but couldn't take him down. But it did slow him up enough to have him run out of bounds, and now they're in punt formation.
Punt formation here for Redline.
And that's Jamar Simpson back there ready to receive. Goes by X as he picks up the ball, number 26.
On the bounce, and boy, nice field position
Okay.
again for this Central York Panther ball club.
Yeah, Central York's been on the other side of the 50. The 3 times they had the ball, and they
doubt.
scored all 3. I'm
Two.
sorry,
They've
scored twice.
twice. And looking for more here with 1:23 to go in the opening quarter here at Central York High School. Again, Central York up 12-0. A missed point after attempt and a missed 2-point conversion for this Central York. Maybe one of the few blemishes so far for the Panther ball club tonight, too.
And they'll get that back. Like I said, this is the first game of the season.
Bo Perbola drops back looking to throw the ball downfield and just overthrew his intended receiver, number 4, Judah Toom, the senior, 6'1" senior for Central.
And Judah Toom, he's a flashy player. He can get the ball, and he can score on anywhere on that field.
A two-sport star. We've called his name a few times. We mentioned it in our telecast with basketball, and here he is on the football field tonight for Central York.
Also want to take a look at number 13 for Central York, tight end Kyle Fontes, the 6'3" senior.
And is committed to go to Bucknell. He'll be a Bucknell Bison.
He's a big target.
And tripped up there, Isaiah Sturgis, by this Red Lion defense.
And that was a great play by number 49. We don't have him in our 49 is not on our roster, but that was a great play by number 49 for Redline.
He's not listed on our roster, interestingly enough, but it brings up a 3rd down and 13 now for Central. Presumably a pass play here for the Panthers. Under a minute to go. Bo Perbola with the ball, looking to throw the ball downfield. Drops it off to Judah Toom, who has some extra running room, and
probably about a yard or 2 short of the first down.
And Coach Gary Yonchik here with 26 seconds to go, and the play clock at about 30 seconds could take some time to think about what's next here. It looks like it's going to be a 4th down situation for Central.
They're just going to let the clock run out.
A smart play here by the Central York Ball Club, coached again by a first-year coach, Gary Yonchik. That'll bring up a 4th down and 1. And again, I would expect this Central York Panther Ball Club offensively to stay on the field and to make every effort to pick up that first down here tonight. But the end of the first quarter, it's been an exciting first quarter, kind of what we expected. Central York, led by Bo Perbola, 2 touchdown passes.
And I must comment on number 76 for Redline, Zane Cleaver, O-lineman, 6'3", 324 pounds.
Wow, and from this vantage point, he looks every bit of that dude. How about it?
Yeah, you got to check him out. Number 76 for Redline, Zane Cleaver, 6'3", 324 pounds. I just saw him coming off the field, and I was amazed by his girth and how big he is.
And I've had the chance a couple times to be a sideline reporter at some Redline games last year, and you really don't realize just how big some of these student athletes are until you're down there on the sidelines with some of these players. It's incredible, and we're just glad we have a season here, whether it's football. I know girls volleyball will be starting up here in the fall, and a lot of other sports have started. Girls tennis has started, cross country, and just glad to see the student athletes take part in a game they really love, whatever that game may be.
Yeah, we plan on getting into some wrestling matches and also volleyball this year, so expect to see us around for a lot of different events.
Hey, before we get started here with the second quarter, I want to give a shout-out to our sponsors, Basil Insurance. If you're looking for auto, home, and business life insurance, hey, why don't you contact them at 717-792-6100. Let them know Greg Basil is your buddy.
There it is. There it is.
Also, Anytime Fitness, looking to get in shape post-COVID-19. Now that gyms are open, well, a good place to start is at 3117 Cape Horn Road in Red Lion. And tell them John Turpak sent you. How about it?
There it is.
And also Prestige Motor Cars of York, luxury for less. And we're back with action here. And it doesn't appear to be as if Central picked that first down up there, dude.
Looks like that was a quarterback sneak from Bo Perbula. And they have to maybe measure that to see what's going on.
They have to. I mean, Bo gave that signal as to say it's a first down. Now,
it looks short from my angle, but I'm not 100% sure.
Chains may be called in here. We're going to see here. It's looking for an exact measurement here. It looks. We mentioned our third sponsor before that play, Prestige Motor Cars of York. You can contact them at 717-843-4747. Luxury for less. The measurement.
Oh.
First down by maybe an inch or two there. From my vantage point here, high atop the bleachers here, but that's a new set of downs for this Central York Ball Club with 11:53 to go here in this second quarter.
That'd have been a key stop for Redline if they happened to stop Central, but it went the other way.
And Bo back in shotgun formation, rolls to his right, looking to throw the ball downfield, and an incomplete pass. Looks like that was intended for number 20.
Parker Hines,
an incomplete pass.
The 6-foot sophomore.
Brings up a second down and 10 now with 11:47 to go. Central looking for more right now. They're up 12-0 over the Lions of Red Lion. It gives to Isaiah Sturgis looking for some running room.
And that was good defense from Red Lion to stop that run from Isaiah Sturgis.
Yeah, it looked as if it was a high snap.
A little delayed.
And Isaiah Sturgis seems to be the lone back for Central York. How about it do? With Imir Manigal, he transferred to Spring Grove,
yes,
who
we
saw last year play here. But back to action, Bo looking to throw the ball downfield. In and out of the hands of number 13, Kyle Fontes.
Kyle Fontes took his eyes off the ball for half a second.
May have been looking upfield before securing the ball and then running upfield, too.
That was a really good pass from Bo Perbula.
Kyle, 6'4" senior, listed at 220 pounds, is committed to go play football.
Now look for Taylor Wright Rawls on this play here. He has a little one-on-one coverage going on.
And a flag down. Maybe against Central York there, do.
I believe so.
False start against Central York.
I also want to tell fans this game is on Comcast Cable Channel 18 of York. So if you have Comcast, you can turn on Channel 18 and watch.
Bo Perbula
Nice trick play
Nice
right there.
trick play, and boy, extra yardage, and that's a touchdown for Central York.
And as we just said,
Taylor Wright Rawls.
And as we just said, Taylor Wright Rawls, you got to watch out for him.
And just like that, do 4th down and 11, and Central picks it up in a big touchdown, and that makes it 18-0 right now with a point pending, or maybe they'll go for a 2-point conversion.
And Taylor Wright Rawls is having a career day right now. It's 3 touchdowns already in the first half.
On fire. You mentioned, St. Francis is looking at him, and you mentioned Duke University, and with a game like this tonight.
He's also a basketball player as well.
And they're going for the 2-point conversion. Bo Perbola
He's
rolling to
running.
his right. That's a keeper by Bo, and the 2 points by Bo Perbola.
Yep, look real easy.
Made it, and now that pulls the 20 Central. Red Lion 0 with 11:01 to go here in the second quarter. And the Central York Ball Club is looking pretty impressive tonight.
Absolutely, they are. And something else, too, I'm looking at Red Line, the body language. The body language on the side, we kind of noticed that in the first quarter. When it was only 6-0 or 12-0, the body language wasn't as aggressive, and they looked a little bit defeated.
You can kind of see the wind's been taken out of the sails of this Red Lion Ball Club tonight, who came in here with some energy. They were ready to play this game, but 3 scores and the score 20-0 changes the complexion of the game plan a little bit. Still plenty of time for Red Lion to get back into this game.
Absolutely. They just got to take it one play at a time. No matter what's going on, one play at a time. I mean, some turnovers. And also, running your offense effectively can also turn around the game. But that play right there, we have to add, that's one of the new plays that I haven't seen Central run before. It was kind of like a screen pass for Taylor Wright Rawls. He went down the field, and he turned around and caught the ball, and he had a couple blockers in front of him. That was a very nice setup for him to score that touchdown.
And Cole Luckenball with the high
And this is the first time he's going to have the opportunity to return it.
Pick up and a scramble for the ball, it looks as if do. And Red Line does retain the ball.
There's a little scrumble going on down there, but Red Line retains the ball.
And now with this series with 10:59 to go, Red Lion needs to get something started here offensively, and under quarterback Randy Pfizer.
Looking at our YouTube feed, our live feed, and one of Central York's former cornerbacks, Jordan Bowie, says Taylor Wright Rawls needs a Wendy's 4 for 4 tonight.
Well, he's well on his way with plenty of time in this game with 10:59 to go.
Well, we'll get him a Travis Scott burger from McDonald's.
I'll tell you what, all this food talk has me hungry here, dude.
There's no concession here
there's
tonight.
No concessions, and we're back with action here. And the Central defender snuffed that out there. Brings up a 2nd down and 10 for Red Lion, who have been backed up on their own side of the ball here all first half.
And that was a nice tackle from number 10, Carter Glassmeyer. The 6'1 junior, 200 pounds.
200-pound junior, yep. I think a lot of emphasis has been placed on this offense for Central, but this defense, you can't sleep on this defense for Central. May have been some movement on the Red Lion side there. We're going to wait for the call.
Now, I'm curious why Devontae Dennis is not in the game, number 21 for Red Lion. He's their big wide receiver, and he's an offensive threat. You can literally, he can catch it and run.
He's listed at 6'6" here in the program. 211-pound senior.
If you want to stay active,
with his presence on that field, as you mentioned, throw the ball up and let him.
If you want to stay active in the game, you have to get the ball to a guy like Devontae Dennis. But as we see, he's number 21 is on the sideline right now. Maybe it's an injury, or maybe
it could be.
Maybe it's not his formation for him to be in at this point in time.
And a running play, and again, not much running room there for Red Lion. That's going to bring up a 3rd down.
With 9 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the second quarter, Central York is up 20-0 over Red Lion Lions.
3rd down and 15.
We have a guy, Shane Porter. He says he's watching Central, number 73 and 74 from Ohio. So thanks for tuning in from Ohio.
The Buckeye State of Ohio, which I guess they'll be getting started with Big Ten play later in October.
Big Ten has been reinstated, and they'll be out there playing football.
Randy Pfizer back in shotgun formation, looking to throw the ball downfield, and picked off by Central. Number 19, that's Victor Pena.
Victor Pena, number 19.
And the first interception of this game thrown by Randy Pfizer.
I started from last year, Victor Pena.
Victor Pena, a senior, 5'10" senior for Central, and this sets up this Central Panther offense in great field position. The ball at their 5-yard line of red line, a first down and goal here for Central, and Central looking for more right now, Do.
You got another viewer from Spring Hill, Tennessee, tuning in. Thanks for tuning in tonight, along with other York County fans.
And the give to number 17, Raquel DeWitt, and he's in for the touchdown.
I thought he was done at the when he first got the ball,
senior
but
made it look easy, and now Central York with a 26-0 lead. Haven't called his name tonight, but we did on that play, and a touchdown.
Central right now is doing it by committee. Everybody's getting involved, and everybody's touching the ball and getting an opportunity to put some points up and get some yards.
And Cole Luckenball on for the point after attempt. No good, wide right.
And
that's two now.
That's
for
two,
Central
yeah.
York. Interesting. I mean, we've seen the leg on him on kickoffs, but for point after attempts, should this be a cause of concern for the Central York ball club?
Well,
too?
it's the first game of the season, and, it may be something wrong with the hold, or, maybe him and the place kicker have to get on the right page.
Yeah.
But Cole Luckenball has a crazy big
We've
leg.
seen that leg,
so
yes.
I'm just kind of surprised me that he's muffing the kick as bad as he is right now. But like I said, it's the second quarter of the first game of the season. So, and Central York is known for scoring a lot of points, so he'll be kicking a lot more extra points and field goals for the team.
I have a feeling during the course of a 7-game schedule for this Central club, as you said, he'll get a lot of opportunities with this high-powered offense for Central York, and they have not put the brakes on their offense yet with 9:04 to go, and Red Lions reeling right now,
Absolutely. I think it's really good that the band is here to cheer on the student athletes, because without fans and the band being here, it wouldn't be the same. It's another great kick.
Looking for some running room. That's number 5, Jeffrey Nyameki, the junior, 6-foot junior, with a kick return.
It's a good tackle for number 25 from Central York, Brandon
It's very
Watson.
important, I think, on this series for Red Lion to try to get some positive plays, move the ball beyond the 50-yard line, and get it into Central's.
As we said before,
here
Red Lion has to go in their bag of tricks and do something that Central's not ready for. They have to mix it up a little bit more.
And a keeper by Randy Pfizer as he does not get much running room on that play. Bring up a second down. Number 5, Karan Brown, looks like he was shaken up a little bit on that play. Slow to get up, but he looks as if he's walking it off. Number 5 in your program for Central.
As we always say, you got to keep your head on the swivel. Play is never dead until the whistle blows.
Here we are, 2nd down and 9 for Red Lion. And Randy keeps it. Tripped up. Again, not much running room there to the outside as Central has that play.
That was a
covered.
good run by Randy Pfizer, but that was an even better tackle from number 11, Taylor Wright-Rawls.
We mentioned Taylor Wright-Rawls now playing on the defensive side of the ball for the Central York Ball Club.
That brings up a 3rd and 9 with 7 minutes and 52 seconds to go in the second quarter. Central York is up 26-0 over Red Line.
And we hope during the course of this game we'll get some scores from some of the other games in YAIAA action that are taking place in opening weekend here. And high school football here in York County. Oh, and a fumble there. And a scramble for the ball, and it appears to be as if Central recovered the fumble, dude.
I believe that fumble recovery was from number 10 for Central York.
Carter Glassmeyer with the fumble recovery. And, boy, what could go wrong can go wrong here for this Red Lion Ball Club tonight.
Absolutely.
Another turnover for Red Lion offensively. And again, this sets up Central York with phenomenal field position here with 7:28 to go.
And Central York has been in good field position the whole game.
No doubt about it. Red Lion really hasn't been able to move the ball past midfield into Central territory.
And again, you got to look at Taylor Wright-Rawls. This matchup that they have on him on the left-hand side, he's been taking advantage of that the whole time.
And he's looking that way.
Here it is again.
There it is. Wide open. Taylor Wright-Rawls with another touchdown. There's your 4-pack. How about it, dude?
That's his 4 for 4, man.
And just like that, Central.
He has taken advantage of that one-on-one coverage. I don't know why they haven't changed it up yet, but Taylor Wright-Rawls is 6'3". He has amazing speed. He can jump, and he's taking advantage of that left side.
And from our vantage point, we saw that play develop, and a big-time play again for the Central York Ball Club right now, looking to add to their points 32-0 right now in Friday
And instead of
football.
kicking it, they're going to go for the 2-point conversion because they missed 2
2-point after attempts, correct. And
Absolutely.
Here it is. Bo looking to scramble, rolls out to his left.
And he's wide
open.
Wide open.
And there it is, wide open. It was at number 17, Raquel DeWitt. And just like that, dude, 34 Central, Red Lion 0 with 7:20 to go in the second quarter.
And Bo Perbula was pretty much on Madden mode just now.
He was scrambling.
He did what he wanted
around.
to do. It was a time stop, turnaround pass, and the guy was waving his hands. DeWitt was waving his hands wide open.
In the corner of the end zone, number 17, Raquel DeWitt, who we've called his name now. He had a score earlier in the game, and now 2 points to add to his point total tonight.
And I must add, I've been watching Central for a couple of years now, as well as other teams too. But Bo Perbula, his accuracy right now is very much on point. He's hitting his targets, and he's getting a lot of guys involved.
And you can see why he's committed himself to Penn State University. As Central lines up here, number 2, Cole Luckenball getting ready to kick the ball off to Red Lion. I believe last year Central York defeated Red Lion 52-7. They're well on their way tonight, Central York. That game, if you remember last year, was held at Red Lion in the student section.
Yeah.
Broke some bleachers in Red Lion.
It was a wild game.
It was very wild, yes.
There's another opportunity to return the ball.
And again, number 5, Jeffrey Mickey falls on the ball there. The ball will set up Red Lion on their own 22-yard line with 7:19 to go against Central York 34, Red Lion 0. 4 touchdowns tonight by Taylor Wright-Rawls.
And he's taking advantage big time of that left-hand side. They got one-on-one coverage with Taylor Wright-Rawls.
And they like that matchup.
They love the matchup. I mean, obviously it's been working in their favor. Let's give a shout out to number 23 for Central York. That's Jacob Turpak. That's John Turpak's son out there playing. He's also a lacrosse player, and he gets a lot of attention for playing lacrosse. Now he's playing football.
Playing football and wearing his father's jersey number, by the way.
Absolutely,
yes.
Yeah, that's very nice.
Number 23.
That's a throwback there.
Mm-hmm. Back when his father played at the old Central in North York High School.
Yep.
Yeah, right there off Interstate 83, yes.
And we talked about earlier about the win factor and throwing the ball, but that has not been a factor for Bo Perbula tonight.
No, it hasn't. And I mentioned earlier, I was down on the field pregame. He looks like he's grown and gotten much bigger from last season, too.
He has. Randy Pfizer in shotgun, rolls out.
Looking to throw the ball downfield and incomplete.
That ball kind of sailed on him right there. Brings up a 3rd and 9.
3rd and 9, and looking ahead a bit, of course, Red Lion next week will go home to play Southwestern. This Central York Ball Club will invade Dover in Week 2 action next week.
And that should be a pretty good game, too, because I don't think Central York played Dover in many years.
It's been several years, as we mentioned earlier. Dover moving to Division I, and then New Oxford moving to Division II for this season. And Dover opens up this week at York High, Bearcat Nation. Hoping to get some scores here later to our fans.
Quick throw.
A pitch out to Jake Bradley, and not much running room there. And bring up a 4th down.
And we called Jake Bradley's name a few times, but they're not giving him an opportunity to get down the field. They're short throws, and they're almost screens. They have to probably get the ball down the field a little bit more so he can take advantage of his height and his muscle.
And this Central York defense is just swarming to the ball here tonight. It's on display, and when you have this lead, it just opens up so much more aggressiveness, it seems, for Central. And there we are, the punt.
And again,
the
ball is still on that 50-yard line, giving Central York a great field position.
Great field position again with 5:56 to go here in the second quarter at Central York High School. It's the Panthers 34, the Lions 0. Want to remind our fans, we're going to be back. We're going to take next week off.
Yep.
We'll be back on Friday, October 2nd, as we travel to West York to see the Bulldogs play host to the Susquehannock Warriors.
And fans, tune in. I know you can't make it to all the games, but every week in October, we will be filming a game that Friday, and it's going to be high-action power game, so it should be a really good time.
And hopefully, maybe over the course of the next couple of weeks, maybe parents are allowed to come into the games. We hope.
I
maybe
hope so.
There's some opportunity for the parents to come see their sons
And again,
play.
they had Taylor Wright Rawls matched up over here, and he's been taking advantage of that left side. Let's see what happens.
And Central York back to business here offensively. And a nice run. That's by number 17. We're mentioning his name more often, Raquel DeWitt, who had a touchdown and 2 points earlier.
And Central's doing a good job of placing and putting new guys in and keeping the rotation fresh.
And right back to the ground game here for Central York.
And I don't know if the fans.
DeWitt.
I don't know if the fans can hear that, but it's some hard hitting going on right now.
Popping, no
and
doubt about it.
Devontae Dennis is coming out the game. He's running out the game now. I think he's injured.
And not happy with that in the athletic trainer. And it looks as if it's maybe his left knee as he's down on the track area holding it. The athletic trainer for Red Lions tending to him.
And we hope the best for Devontae Dennis. Really good kid and also a good football player.
And a give to running back again, Raquel DeWitt. And maybe Central right now offensively looking to take some time off the clock here, Dew.
Absolutely. And I think they know where they can go with the ball. And instead of keep feeding Taylor and have 5 touchdowns by halftime, I think they're going to work the ball around to a couple other guys. But when they need that big play, they know who to go to. And we haven't called Judah Tome's name too much in this first half, but he's another guy who can catch the ball, can do anything on the field once he has the ball in his hands.
There we go. They give to running back Raquel DeWitt, and it looks like a two-back committee right now between DeWitt and Isaiah Sturgis. And brings up a 3rd down and 8 with just over 4 minutes to go. The ball on the 35-yard line of Red Line as the athletic trainer still tends to Devontae Dennis here on the track.
I don't know if he got hit in his quad.
Yeah,
or
Coach for Red Line, Jesse
knee.
Shea, coming over to see. It did not look and sound too good as he ran off the field.
Well, there was some hard hits going on, and he may have got hit in his leg by one of the players from Central York.
Bo for Bulla back in shotgun formation. And they give to DeWitt again.
And it's been a heavy doses of DeWitt.
It has been. And
with 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go, it's now 4th down.
Well, dude,
well,
like
that's a first.
New series of downs here. 1st down and 10. Ball set up at the 27-yard line. And it looks as if Devontae Dennis is walking on his own right now.
And we want to thank all the fans that's tuning in and that's coming in and watching the game right now. We really appreciate that. It's the Sports Shooting Stars with Todd Edwards, Dew Jones.
Dew Jones. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. And there we go. The quick pitch out to Judah Toom, and he's off and running. And
he's gone.
Inside the 10, 5, touchdown, Judah Toom. And just like that, Red Lion gives up another touchdown, Dew.
As we said, Judah Toom can get the ball and go anywhere he wants to go. Number 4, he's also getting some Division I looks and some high Division II looks as well.
A 27-yard touchdown pass by Bo Perbola to Judah Toom, and just like that, they're sitting at 40 points. Now they're going to bring out Cole Luckenball here for a point after attempt. It's going to be interesting to see here from the snap to the hold.
That's another bumble.
Another bumble.
But he made it.
But he made this
good job.
one.
Good job.
And point is up and good. 41 Central, Red Lion 0-2. If you're on that Red Lion side and your coach Jesse Shea, where do you go from here with 3:02 to go in the second quarter?
Man, this is a tough one. You just got to tell your guys to keep playing hard, and and you got to. I feel like Red Lion has to do something on offense. They're being very conservative as far as running the ball and doing quick screens. They have to throw the ball down the field and keep Central York somewhat honest in their pass rush.
And I hope to get some scores here, too, and maybe if some fans are watching with some of the other games that are being played here across the YAIAA.
And it looks like, from what we're seeing, it looks like Central is picking up right where they left off last year. One of their last games they lost was against Harrisburg, which was a big powerhouse team out of
Mid-Penn Division.
Mid-Penn Division. But as far as in your county, you look like Central York is picking up right where they left off at. I mean, they've been outscoring teams by almost 40 points, and right now it's 41-0, so they're right on point for what they were doing last year. And they lost a lot of key players last year.
And the kick by Cole Luckenball kind of hangs it up there a little bit. Oh, and a fumble there.
Oh, and that was a good group tackle.
Jeffrey Nyamiki, and it's
that was a tackle by committee just now.
Yeah.
And Red Line's going to start their drive off at the 16-yard line, I believe. Yeah, fans, if you're watching the game on the live YouTube feed, if you know any of the local scores around the league, please let us know, and we'll talk about it.
We're right up
live.
Trips formation for Red Line. Jake Bradley in motion. The keeper by Randy Pfizer.
And Central York is just blowing up that front line of Red Line and getting right to Randy Pfizer. And he's a high-powered. His 40 is he ran a 40 in a 4.4, I believe. So, if you let him get to the outside, he can score at will. But Central York's doing a great job of keeping him contained.
And it looks trying to go through some scores here while we're on the air. Unable to find some scores, but I hope to find maybe during halftime here and give our viewers some other scores from around the county. But back to action here with Red Lion. Looking to move the ball downfield. Brings up a 3rd down and 7 with just under 2 minutes to go.
And as you said, looks like number 21 for Red Line, Devontae Dennis, is now back on his feet, but still getting attended to from the athletic trainer.
Doesn't look as if his knee looks like he's getting wrapped with ice. Not sure he's going to be back in. We'll try to give you an update as soon as we can get some information. And, boy, snuffed out hard by Central's defenders. And clearly the momentum's on the side of the Orange tonight in the form of Central York.
Central York's doing a great job with game tackling and getting right to the ball carrier. And it's not giving the way that Central York is blowing up the line, it's not giving Randy Pfizer a lot of time to look down the field or get anything going. Just got an update on the score. York High 13, Dover 7. Randy Pfizer with the kick. Nice kick to Jamar Simpson.
And it takes a Red Lion bounce and a roll there. And
that might have been the best play so far for Red Line,
that
in this first half.
with 40 seconds to go here, do.
And with only 40 seconds.
Offensively, do you just take a knee and go into halftime with
I believe
a 41-point lead right now?
I believe so. You don't want to risk anything. Just go ahead and take a knee, go to the halftime, talk about, second half adjustments and what's been working for your team. Plus, you want to show some class, and you don't want to run the score up on them in that type of fashion. Maybe run one play and then take it to halftime, or just knee it.
And there we go. Their offense for Central's back out there on the field. Bo. A running play.
Looks like they want to run one more play.
I think Bo spread out that offense.
I think Bo Perbula called that one.
Looking to throw the ball. Ooh, and hit hard and taken down. Is that number 23 for Red Lion? And again, number 23, Zachary Paraway with the sack. 6'5", senior for Red Lion. And that's going to take us into halftime here with your score. Central York 41, Red Lion 0.
There's a couple positive plays towards the end of that second quarter for Red Lion. They had to key on that for the second half, but it's an uphill battle right now going against Central York, down 41-0 at their home.
As both teams head back to the locker room, looking to regroup. Red Lion, of course, Central, happy with their first half performance here in opening week of YIAA action.
And again, we encourage the fans, if you know any scores around the league, go ahead and hit us up. We'll give you a shout out live on air, and we'll talk about some of the scores around the YIAA. YIAA, sorry. Try to say that 3 times fast.
And we run a reminder, fans, again, we'll be back Friday, October 2nd. Correct? October 2nd, yep.
Yeah, October 2nd, that West York game was added to our schedule last week. They reached out to us, and they want us to be a part of their program and get them on air as well. They have a lot of young talent out there at West York. They're going to be going against Susquehannock. So, we haven't had a chance to watch Susquehannock, so that should be really interesting.
A 6-pack of games, as we mentioned earlier in our pregame telecast with Sports Shooting Stars, and we thank the fans for tuning in tonight. And our sponsors, how about it, Do? Want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors tonight. Basil Insurance Company. If you're looking for auto, home, business, or life insurance, contact Basil Insurance. Their phone number is 717-792-6100. Let them know Greg Basil is your buddy. There you go.
Yeah, Greg. Sponsor. Yeah, Greg Basil, son, also Nick Basil was Central York's kicker last year. I know we said that a little bit earlier. Just want to give people an update on that.
And, of course, Anytime Fitness of Red Lion. And that they mean anytime. How about it? Anytime Fitness, contact them. They're located at 3117 Cape Horn Road in Red Lion, Pennsylvania. And, of course, also want to make mention of Prestige Motors, Cars of York, Luxury for Lex. Contact Jesse Ferber directly at 717-781-6750 for your automobile needs. And we're talking Anytime Fitness here, one of our sponsors. Join now for only $1, and let's make healthy happen. What a deal. How about it?
Yeah, joining for $1 is not bad at all.
And we're normally used to having the bands play at halftime. Again, that was kind of like our pregame show here, as the Central York Band.
Yeah, 2020 has been an interesting year. Things are turned upside down for high school sports. So, normally we have halftime. We have, we have the band out there performing. But this year we don't really have that. Their band is off to the side, hanging out. And mingling.
Yeah, mingling. And right now, I'm trying to find some scores here. It looks like what I have some scores here. Spring Grove at Northeastern 14-0 right now in the second quarter. And how about this one? I have Susquehannock at New Oxford 10-2? Am I reading this right
Wow.
here? I'm getting the news information off the York Daily Record here with games being played. Of course, Central, again, I'd be remiss in not mentioning their score right now, 41-0 over Red Lion.
Also got an update, York High 21 over Dover. York High 21, Dover 7. That's coming from Noriega Golf. He's also one of our he's going to be one of our sideline reporters this year as far as getting us a score and being a consultant. So
Awesome.
Shout out to Noriega Golf.
And we will have
appreciate
York
that.
High later in the season as they travel Northeastern.
Northeastern, yep.
Back-to-back games at Northeastern this season, which is exciting. And along with, we'll be at York Suburban. They're led by their junior quarterback, Cam Brewer. And they had a successful season last year, York Suburban, starting the season 10-0, if you remember, even that playoff game that we were part of.
York Suburban should be a really good game. Cam Brewer's coming on really strong. I think he's 6'3", 185. Their quarterback this year. And also they lost Savion Harrison, who was a big-time runner. He can get anywhere, but they also have Nate Banks. Nate Banks is one of the running backs, and he's been a really good player. He's been injured here and there in the last couple of years, but he's one of those guys who can score anywhere on the field. He's a hard worker, really good kid as well.
Big games, a lot to look forward to. How about it, Do? And then, of course, next week, Red Lion will be hosting Southwestern. And we mentioned earlier, Central York will travel to Dover in a big game next week.
And Central York right now is riding high. So, as far as a Division II team, coming against a Division I powerhouse like Central, it's going to be very interesting to see how they come out and what they do. But like I said, when you play against a team like Central, you got to come out with all your bags of tricks. You got to have a couple trick plays in the bag just to keep them off balance. You can't have that, that traditional run the ball, and you got to do some extra things to keep Central guessing.
And while we're at it, obviously Central heading into tonight's game and this season, Central seems to be the prohibitive favorite in Division I here in YIAA. Do you think there's a team out there in YIAA that could compete with this Central ball club?
I'm not trying to be biased, but it'd be tough for any team to compete. But like I said again, on any given Friday, any team can come out here and beat anybody. So, but if Central's rolling on all cylinders like they normally are, it's going to be really tough to beat them. They showed that last year, and they had no drop-offs this year. They lost some key players like Mason Myers from last year for Central, and, they're still rolling, and they got a really good team. So, York Suburban is a team, I think, they kind of remind me a lot of Central as far as having star players that can go out there and do things. But you can't sleep on York High. York High is one of those teams that, they can have a great night. Any Friday, they can beat anybody. So, it's going to be real interesting how teams play against each other. I can't really call it. But Central York looks like the premier favorite.
No doubt about it. And it'll be interesting to see what teams from our area here in YIAA have the opportunity to play in districts. I know districts are going to be a smaller group of teams. I believe only 4 teams will be represented in districts, which will start on Halloween Eve, October 30th. So it'll be interesting to see if this Central York Ball Club can make it to districts.
Yeah, and
a lot of expectations on there.
And speaking of such of York High and Central, this will be the first year in a long time that I think they will not be playing each other because of the schedule, the reduced schedule, and when the playoffs do start for the state of Pennsylvania. So there's a really good chance that Central will not play against York High this year. Will be the first time in a long time, because that's pretty much a rivalry that they got going on. The kids know each other. The coaches know each other.
From back in the days, too, when it was just in North York, the old Central York High School. And York High. And, there is an opportunity if neither team is going to be in districts that we'll be broadcasting that game on Halloween Eve, October 30th. But as of right now, we're going to do the backyard brawl. This Red Lion team travels to Dallastown, and that'll be our first time at Dallastown broadcasting a game for football. We saw last year Dallastown at Northeastern. And that'll be our first go in Dallastown for a football game to close out the season.
And things been a little bit upside down with COVID-19, but that game is on our schedule. We're just waiting to hear back confirmation. We did talk to the school, and they're still going through their safety precautions and things like that. But I'm pretty sure we'll have that game, and we'll film that game October 30th. Can't wait.
Yep. And as we mentioned earlier, we'll be at Northeastern back-to-back weeks as they play host to the Central York Ball Club, and then the following week York High in October, and then we mentioned New Oxford at York Suburban also in the month of October, and that recently added game, West York, will be playing host to the Susquehannock Warriors. And it is, sitting here Friday in the weather and the element, it just seems very surreal being here in all but an empty stadium. There's members of the media here and, of course, Central York's band. But it's an odd feeling for a football game. I can honestly say I've never been in a situation like this before. None of us have, really.
No. I would have never expected this. You'd have told me last year that we'll be doing games with no fans. I mean, that would have been impossible for me to even think of, but here we are. But luckily, like I said, athletic director Marty Trimmer and other athletic directors from York Suburban, Matt Marshall, Brian Stevens from Northeastern, they have allowed us to come in and, film games so, we can get the games out to people that can't actually make it to the game. So we really appreciate that.
And we thank the fans for tuning in. This gives them their opportunity for a lot of parents that can't be here physically at the game to watch in the comfort of their own home with maybe a bottle of water and some popcorn and enjoying this game tonight. And if you're a Central fan, a lot to be happy about tonight.
Absolutely.
Bo Perbula, a lot of touchdown passes thrown, and Taylor Wright-Rawls has been on the receiving end of a lot.
Oh, yeah, we have to highlight that. Taylor Wright-Rawls in the first half with 4 touchdowns. He just pretty much is doing what he wants to do. And I have to give a lot of credit to Bo Perbula as well, because getting the ball to Taylor Wright-Rawls in good positions for him to score. I mean, a couple of those throws, Taylor had at least 5 yards on the player, and, he just caught the ball and ran it in.
Made it look easy. And here we are at halftime again with just under 6.5 minutes to go here before the teams come back onto the field for the start of the third quarter here at Central York High School. I don't think we'll have a problem leaving tonight, How about it? Sometimes when you're here at Central, the traffic can be somewhat congested. Yep. Not going to be the problem tonight here on a rather chilly night here as we wind down summer and head into autumn next week. It's hard to believe it. And looking ahead, our basketball season due, assuming if there is a basketball season. From what I heard and read, the games may not get underway till January. Did you hear that as well?
I heard that as well. I mean, it's pretty much a week-by-week basis. We go by the Governor Tom Wolf, what he wants to do. If he calls for restrictions, he shuts it down, and that's what you have to do. I understand the safety precautions of it, but I do think there's ways you can go around it as far as social distancing and still be able to watch the games and participate and especially have the parents there. I think that's very key to watch their kids, especially for the seniors, to watch their kids play their last year of high school sports, especially some of these kids that played all their lives.
Yeah, exactly. I totally agree with you, dude. I think somehow, some way, parents should be involved and allowed to watch their sons or daughters play their respective sports and do it in a safe manner. And it'll be interesting. You mentioned basketball. A lot of basketball was being played over the summer months with a lot of these teams, AAU teams. And I think you can find a way to do it at that level. And you even wonder, too, high school wrestling, how that will look as well.
And that's definitely a contact sport, high school wrestling. And you just wonder how things are going to go about this year with COVID-19. I mean, it put a little damper on a lot of events this year. So, I just think about the kids and the student athletes that put all the hard work in, and they like to get recognized. And that's another reason why we do Sports Shooting Stars, is that we want to give the kids, the student athletes, more exposure and highlight their talent. So, without them having that opportunity, it really sucks.
Yeah, and especially, as you mentioned, seniors that don't get a chance really to come back next year and do this again. And this is their kind of final year. And it'll be interesting to see, even like for senior day and senior night, how that'll look here, say, on the level of football here. Will they allow parents to come out on the field with their sons? It'll be interesting to see, and the cheerleaders who are here at least representing Central, and the bands here. And
I also want to highlight, I think we said a little bit earlier, that all 3 of our sponsors have kids that play in the district. Some play in West York, some play in Central. I know John Turpak has ties to Redline. Like I said, Anytime Fitness and Redline, of course.
Redline, yeah, anytime, and I think that you can go there literally anytime. They have a key. You can go in and out as you wish and work out. And
also want to give a shout out to Jesse Ferber
with Prestige Motor Cars of York.
Yep.
Talk to the viewers a little bit about that. A new sponsor, I believe.
New sponsor. I know Jesse for a couple of years. Used to work for Apple Automotive for a lot of years as well. So he has his own car lot now over at Prestige Motor Cars of York, off of, what street is that on? That's right off of
Well, you can reach out to him here. We have the number. It's 717-843-4747, or call Jesse directly at 717-781-6750. It's luxury for less.
Yep.
Contact him.
The best vehicles underneath $10,000 is on his lot. Jesse has always been involved with coaching. He used to coach for the Yorktown Patriots, which is a Central affiliate. Jesse's always been a part of the program. He coached for my son as well. So, I really appreciate Jesse for reaching out and being part of the program. Go check him out. He's right there. Oh, man. What was that, Susquehanna Trail?
Susquehanna Trail,
Susquehanna Trail, yeah. He's right there on Susquehanna Trail. You may remember that car lot for having a lot of Corvettes and nice cars like that.
High-end cars, maybe? Yes,
yeah.
there you go.
And he still has those, but he also has cars underneath $10,000. So, and he just went into business for himself. So you definitely want to support Jesse, and we appreciate him wanting to advertise with Sports
and
Shooting
support
Stars.
small businesses who, even during, we mentioned about COVID-19, a lot of the small businesses have been hit hard as well with the restrictions, and you wonder if a lot of them are able to recover and come back during this pandemic that we're into.
Yeah, it's been a tough time for 2020, and hopefully soon we can get back on track with everything and get back to
with
our new normal.
Yes, hopefully, with fans in the stands and a whole lot more as we see the officials have made their way back onto the field here around midfield, and we have about a minute and a half before the teams will start making their way back from the locker rooms onto the field. It looks like some of the Central players are there, ready to make their way back onto the field for the start of the third quarter. And while we're at it, I guess for fans that are watching or thinking, we're hearing these sponsors, these three sponsors for tonight, how can we get involved with our company or our business? And you can reach out to Dew Jones or yours truly, Todd Edwards, via Facebook or Instagram if you want your business profiled here with Sports Shooting Stars.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling we're going to be a hot commodity this year just because parents and fans are not allowed into the stadiums, too.
Yeah, and what we do, we ask for sponsorships because we like to highlight other small businesses as well, but we also have camera fees and things like that. We give out merchandise to the kids. Like today, we're going to give away a couple masks, Sports Shooting Stars masks, and we're also going to give away a Sports Shooting Stars Player of the Game shirt, sponsored by Basil Insurance and also by Anytime Fitness of Redline and also
Prestige Motors of York.
So we like to offset some of our expenses throughout the year. And so if you have a company that you got coming out or you got something you want to advertise, we can work with any amount or we can work with anything you want to do. We also have
nothing too big or nothing too small. We can work with the
not at all
sponsors and reach out to us. And again, we're going to have 5 more games after this one here tonight. So
in some games, we run commercials. We also highlight, different businesses. Like last year at CR Property Group, we was running some of their commercials. High School Sports Live, I think we had one of their sponsors. Advanced Hoops, who's also a part of High School Sports Live. So, we had their sponsors running commercials. So, we can do a little bit of everything with local businesses. That's what we want to do. We want to highlight what they got going on as well.
And both teams have made their way back onto the field here.
Looks like some of the fans are starting to talk online. These parents, they want to be here to watch their kids play, and they're talking about that right now, and I can understand how they feel.
I guess you're one of the few that are here, not rubbing it, but are able to see your son play here tonight. But, yeah, I think the bigger picture is to somehow, some way get the parents to come out at least. I can understand maybe the general public and even the student sections, but somehow, some way get the parents to come out to see their sons here play in this sport, whether it's here, volleyball, seeing the girls play.
And I don't want to question too much what, the governor does and things like that, but you just wonder where they come up with these numbers as far as 250. Why? Because some stadiums can fit 3,500 people.
You mentioned it earlier here. I mean, this seating capacity here, it's at 3,500. I mean, in a safe manner, you could probably easily get 250 on each side, especially with the track and social distancing and mask wearing. And, we'd love to see it, especially for just for the parents of.
So they come up with this number for 250 for football. I'm like, well, some stadiums can fit 3,500 people, and then some gyms can fit probably about like Redline's gym is super huge.
We've been there. It's a nice gym. One of the, along with Central York and Spring Grove. But then they say as far as indoor activities, 25, no more than 25, which really puts your volleyball team in a pickle because just the roster alone and staff, so it doesn't allow for much wiggle room.
Yeah, and I'm all about social distancing and being safe and practicing precautions so things, you don't spread the disease or what's going on. But, you would also think that, they would let, each school kind of come up with their own social distancing rule about how many people they can come in depending on the size of their gym or their field. But this is 25 or 250. It's just like a hard line that they're not moving off of, which is kind of odd.
Yeah, just based on the space here, looking at this rather expansive stadium here at Central, easily could hold 250 parents here easily, and then have the concessions. And that's something that's often overlooked, is the concessions for a lot of these schools are where a lot of these schools make their money due, and no concessions.
And that's going to be a big time, loss for the schools not making that couple $1,000s.
And I think a lot of schools have taken up, through their booster clubs, some donations by parents who are gracious enough to give, in addition to the booster fees for a lot of the different booster clubs that are set up with the schools for their respective sports. And you hear the siren, and I think we're getting ready for the start of the third quarter here, which has turned out to be a rather chilly night here for the broadcast team here. We're all need that fire pit set up here tonight.
We do. We're over on the sideline.
I'm sure as fans are watching in the comfort of their own home or maybe on their deck with their TV, have that fire pit lit up this Friday night.
And my son, Ryan Brown Jr., just told me that this will be the first time, I believe, that Redline's kicking the ball off as far as a kickoff.
Correct, because you remember, yes, Central obviously opened it up by kicking, yes, and here we are, and Central will receive the ball here to start the third quarter. Again, Central York 41, Red Lion 0. And the Central York Panther Band making some noise here, making up for the lack of fans in attendance here. You can certainly hear the band.
And we encourage all the fans to share this feed.
And that was picked up by Raquel DeWitt, the running back. Brings the ball out, and Central Panthers will set up shop again here offensively. As this high-powered offense comes back for more here with 11:50 to go, and it looks like we're going to go to a running clock here, due for fans at home here. The clock is running.
I don't mind that at all. I don't mind that at all. Let's see what Central does in the second half, because sometimes it's a tale of two halves. One team come out rolling, and then the other team come out in the second half and pick up the slack.
And they give to number 8, Isaiah Sturgis, with a nice running room there, finding a hole.
And Isaiah Sturgis made nothing out of something just now with that run. Great run from Isaiah Sturgis, a pickup of 8 yards. And as you said, Todd, there's a running clock going on right now. So
with that 41-point lead right now.
And that's Kyle Fontes with the ball. And as
6'4" senior there for Central. We mentioned earlier a Bucknell
commit. Yeah. Is that an Ivy League school?
Yeah, I believe.
I think Bucknell's an Ivy League. His mother's watching, I believe. Heidi Fontes, is that a? You can let us know. Is that a Ivy League school?
Think of Ivy like Yale, Harvard,
right? Penn. It's a high snap. Isaiah Sturgis is out.
Running room for Isaiah Sturgis, and breaks past midfield.
That's
into Red Lion territory.
That's a big 15-yard run.
If you're Central right now, dude, you stick to this running game and just kind of shorten this game up and get out of here with an impressive week 1 potential victory here. I mean, under 10 minutes to go. Still a whole second half here to go for Red Lion.
For the most part, you can keep running the ball until they stop you. They stop it, then you can start throwing the ball. But Central is in cruise control right now. And like I said, that Taylor Wright Rawls connection is
And just threw the ball away there, Bo, under some heavy pass rush there by Redline.
it'd be interesting to see what Coach Yonkich does towards the end of this quarter. If he's going to keep Bo in for the fourth quarter, or is he going to bring his backup? His backup is, if I'm not mistaken, Trenton Dunnick, the 6'2 junior, 220.
Bo drops back and looking to throw the ball downfield to the tight end.
And that's Kyle Fontes, number 13. He's an easy target at 6'4". Okay, Donald.
Showing those soft hands there by Kyle Fontes there again.
And just to add, Bucknell is an Ivy League school. Donald Smith just let us know that.
Thank you, Donald. And the emphasis of a student athlete again, going off to Ivy League school. And there, the catch by number 20, Parker Hines, sophomore receiver. Spreading the ball around here right now, Bo Perbula, with just over 8 minutes to go here in the third quarter.
Yeah, Bo Perbula, his numbers tonight are amazing. They're really, really good. He's getting a lot of people involved.
Spreading the ball around, and there's the ball given to Isaiah Sturgis right up the middle, touchdown, and really kind of went in untouched there, dude.
Randy Pfizer had an opportunity to hit him, but he was going so fast. I mean, it was just over. I'm sorry, not Randy Pfizer. Number 8, Aaron Lur.
Yeah, Aaron Lair, number 8 for Redline. And this brings out the kicking team here. Cole Luckenball, 47 points right now for Central York. Where's this stop for Central York right now, Duke?
Central York has an opportunity to score over 50 points in this game.
Snap down, the kick is up and good. And makes it 48 Central, Redline 0 with 8:04 to go here in the third quarter. We mentioned earlier in our telecast, this Red Lion team will open up next week at home against Southwestern. Central York, they're going to head on the road up to Dover.
And hopefully Red Lion can bounce back next week against Southwestern and get that confidence they need back so they can compete for that against other teams throughout the YIAA.
Yeah, each team's still going to have 6 games on the schedule.
Okay, looks like I was corrected again about Bucknell. They're in the Patriot League, and they play against the Ivy League, and that was from Craig Lesko that gave us that determination about who Bucknell is. Thanks for your input, fans watching at home.
The kick by Cole Luckenball. Kind of hangs that up there. Takes a bounce. Recovered by Redline, and not much going there for Redline with 8:01 to go here. And a comfortable lead by the Central York Panthers ball club.
Watching the YouTube live feed, I see that Travis Motley just came into the feed, and he was one of the Central York's quarterbacks and broke a lot of records over at Central York. We appreciate him. Appreciate him tuning in tonight.
Tuning in and watching, and we had a viewer from Smoky Mountain, Tennessee. You mentioned
Tennessee, Ohio,
the Buckeye State. Thank all our viewers wherever you're watching this Friday. We appreciate your support as we bring the game to you. Again, Sports Shooting Stars, it's Stu Jones, Todd Edwards, our camera operator, Belinda Morales. Plenty of social distancing going on here in the bleachers there at Central York High School. Ball on the 27-yard line of Redline. 2nd down and 7.
See if Redline gets something going.
Randy Pfizer with a keeper. Not much running room to the outside.
And that was a good tackle from number
Brown,
5.
Number 5 with the tackle. Brings up a 3rd down.
And you don't want to let Randy Pfizer get on the outside of you. He runs a 4.4.
He's very quick,
He runs
very
a 4.4.
elusive. Had the opportunity the past couple of years to see him play that wide receiver position.
Speedy.
Yes, very elusive. But the Central defense has contained this Red Lion offense with Randy Pfizer at the helm. There's Randy running. Brings the ball up to about the 40-yard line, and that's a first down for Red Lion, and that gives them a little bit of momentum here.
And that might have been the biggest play so far for Red Lion on offense, that 10-yard run. And
they need to piece this together, Red Lion, a little bit to get some of their confidence back after being really kind of punched in the mouth here tonight. Again, Central York 48, Red Lion 0.
And we got another viewer watching from Clearwater, Florida.
Maybe a little warmer down there in the Sunshine State.
Ed Bender, how's it going, Ed? Thanks for tuning in.
And the Central defense swarms all over that play.
And I don't believe Redline has over 60 yards total in this game yet.
No, they may. I mean,
they may be around 60, maybe, but I don't think they're much more than that. I mean, Central York's defense, their offense is pretty good, but their defense is pretty stout as well.
Yeah, I think it's kind of underrated, this defense for Central. They swarm to the ball, very quick pursuit. Give to Jake Bradley for Red Lion.
Mentioned Jake Bradley's name a few times today.
With just over 5 minutes to go here on a chilly night here at Central York High School.
Thanks for tuning in, Howard Myers, Mason Myers' father. Mason Myers was a big-time defensive back for Central York last year.
And I believe he wrestled for Central York,
Big-time
correct?
wrestler,
yeah, he was
yes,
a wrestler
sir.
as well, which we would like to expand.
Hope he's doing well
yeah.
in college as well, Mason Myers. And he has a little brother that wrestles as well. There's Randy Pfizer out.
Randy Pfizer up the middle and then looking for more inside the 30-yard line, down the left sideline. And an impressive run. We saw that speed by Randy Pfizer.
Well, we talk about his speed on the outside, and he runs a 4.4.
And that was on display on that play right now. Red Lion marching down the ball on the 15-yard line of Central.
We got Ryan Bird watching from Tampa, Florida, class of 2000 alumni.
Welcome aboard.
Central team in 1999 was undefeated. He was a part of that class. Thanks for tuning in tonight.
Yep, Jake Bradley with the carry on that play. A second down and 10. The ball at the 15-yard line of Central. Red Line looking to punch it in.
With 3 minutes and 35 seconds to go in the third quarter, Central York is up 48-0 over Red Line in cruise control right now. But
Red
Line's knocking on the door.
Yeah, looking to score some points here tonight.
I want to thank all the viewers for tuning in tonight and also our sponsors for helping us bring the game to you tonight.
Give to Jake Bradley, and not much going there on that play. It brings up a third down.
Now, that was a big play by Seth Griffins, the 5'9" senior. He wrapped him up and brought him to the ground pretty fast.
And this is certainly four-down territory for this Red Lion ball club here with under 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Again, Central York 48, Red Lion 0.
If Central can pull out a shutout, I think that'd be pretty good for the defense. But like we said, Red Line's knocking on the door with Randy Pfizer in shotgun.
Randy, the keeper, and boy, again, that Central defense all over Randy Pfizer. It's going to bring up a fourth down now for Red Lion.
And that was another good tackle for number 10 for Central York, Carter Glassmeyer, the 6'1" junior, 200 pounds. Fourth and 9.
Fourth and 9. Randy
Less than
Visor
2
back in
minutes to
shotgun
go.
formation.
This is for all the marbles here. He's going up. He's going up.
And just threw behind his intended receiver there, and the ball will turn over back to Central.
And Randy Fizer didn't have an opportunity to really have a lot of time to get the ball where he wanted to get it, so he was being rushed, and he had to get it out fast. And that's a turnover on downs, giving Central York the ball back at the 14-yard line.
With 1:48 to go, Central 48, Red Lions 0. The ball on their own 14-yard line of the Panthers. Bo Perbola back in there for Coach Gary. Well, I've had the opportunity to see their weight room. It's a phenomenal fitness center there on the campus here of Central York.
And that's Jamar Simpson, number 26 for Central York. And also
X, as they call him, right?
Yes, sir.
Senior.
I also got to recognize Ron Johnson over there on the Red Lions sideline, a former Philadelphia Eagles player.
Yeah, York Catholic, and went to
alum.
Shippensburg University, who S3 Performance, I believe.
Yep, he's a partner with
S3. Yes.
He keeps those guys conditioned throughout the year, him and John Turpak.
See him on the sideline here for Red Lion.
And regardless of the outcome, these kids, these student athletes need to know that, it's one game at a time. Next week is a whole new game. You got to have a quick memory and, keep pushing forward because every team is a new team pretty much.
This Red Lion team has 6 more games to go. Of course, we're going to close out the season with that backyard brawl as they'll travel to Dallastown. And this looks like it'll be the end of the third quarter here as we come to the end of the third quarter with your score. Central York 48, Red Lion 0. And I guess as we make our way due to the fourth quarter, sitting here, we have to think about our players of the game or player of the game. And right now, your thoughts with our viewers at home.
Well, I would like to see the viewers that are just watching the YouTube live right now to kind of give us who they think the player of the game may be, because we will be giving away a shirt and having a quick post-game interview with the coach.
We get down on the field with hopefully the coach and the player of the game here. We'll make our way down.
But I have to say, number-wise, you would have to think about Taylor Wright Ross and Bo Perbrula. They did a great job of busting the game wide open in the first half. Actually, the first quarter.
First quarter.
And so, they did a great job. Taylor Wright Ross has 4 touchdowns already. Most of his catches, he wasn't even touched. So, that just lets you know we're
perfectly placed balls and
Absolutely.
throws by Bo Perbola. And, here we are. And while we do have a minute before we get back into action here, I'd like to thank our sponsors tonight, Basil Insurance, Anytime Fitness of Red Lion, and of course, Prestige Motor Cars of York, our 3 sponsors for tonight's telecast. We thank you for the sponsorships.
And so far, they're going to be our season-long sponsors. We may get a couple more, but they'll be with us throughout the whole 6 games that we're filming this year.
We're back to action here. Bo Perbola gives the ball off to X there, Jamar Simpson, getting his carries tonight.
Yeah, Jamar Simpson, he came over last year from Dallastown. He does a really good job of avoiding the first tackle and getting some yardage after the hit.
And we do have a running clock, want to remind our fans. And a deep throw there. Judah Toom just
a little
his
short.
Intended receiver there, number 4, Judah Toom. And, boy, had he caught that, he would have been off the races, dude.
Absolutely. And Judah Toom is another guy who can run 4.4, 4.5. And, he can catch that ball and go and take it places. It looks like so far for Central York, that deep ball has been open the whole game.
And just, as I said to the viewers and you, just overthrew his intended receiver there on that play. But it brings up a 3rd down and 4.
Well, it looks like they're in punt formation, so maybe
it's
4th and 4.
Now the scoreboard operator, correct. It's 4th and 4.
And that's Bo Perbola
as
punting.
The punter, and not a bad leg there by Bo. Inside the 20. And taken down hard by Central defenders.
And that's a big-time tackle by Seth Griffin. And Seth is pretty much the key to that defense of Central York. He's a middle linebacker. Let me be exactly right with his position. Oh, they have him down as a defensive tackle.
Defensive tackle.
Yeah, so he was a linebacker last year, but he's a key to that offense. He's a strong player, and he hits really hard. He keeps the defense hyped up. He's one of those guys that yell. He gets animated. I mean, that's what you need when you're on defense, especially in football.
In football, yeah, how much emotion's needed to play the game, particularly on the defensive side of the ball. For some of the fans that may be watching, you think of like a Ray Lewis, who brought a lot of energy to the Baltimore Ravens for so many years. But we're back to action here with 10:04 to go in the first quarter. Redline's called a timeout here, due. And again, want to remind our fans that we'll be back with our next broadcast on Friday, October 2nd, as our broadcast team travels to West York, Bulldog territory, as they play host to the Susquehannock Warriors. I believe that'll be our first time broadcasting a football game at West York, and for that matter, Susquehannock. We don't get to call Susquehannock's name too often in terms of the football game, but we will on Friday, October 2nd. So circle your calendars. Get ready for maybe another tailgate session and a viewing party with Sports Shooting Stars on Friday, October 2nd.
Yeah, fans, don't fret. In October, we'll be out there every Friday, every week in October, filming a game someplace, somewhere.
We'll be there somewhere. Yeah, we mentioned it earlier in our telecast. We'll be there at West York Friday, October 2nd. October 9th, do we make our way to York Suburban? Yes, the Trojans will play host to the New Oxford Colonials. And then the following 2 weeks after October 9th, we'll be at Northeastern. Northeastern will play host to Central York, which is kind of that backyard brawl for Central and Northeastern. And then the following week, yes, the Bearcats of York High travel to Northeastern, and then we're going to close out with that backyard brawl in Dallastown as they play host to the Red Lion Lions here.
And it looks like for Redline, I was just told that Randy Pfizer is not in the game for Redline.
And warming up.
There's another quarterback back there, but I can't get his number as of yet.
Yeah, Randy's on the sideline talking to the athletic trainer. I'm not sure if he's injured, but there we are back to action in a nice scramble and a run there and pushed out of bounds.
That was a very nice design play from Redline to make that yardage to get him down the field. And I think Bo Perbula may be done as well.
That was Riley Knobb, 6'2" junior.
Quarterback.
Yes, and Tyree Spence making his way into the game right now for Red Lion. Lining up as quarterback there again, number 2, Tyree Spence. As the athletic trainers look over Randy Pfizer here on the sideline. Hard hits there, and you heard that crunch there, Dew. How about it?
That was a nice hit. Group tackle. Looks like Jacob Turpak was on that hit, number 23.
Number 23. Make Dad proud on that one, huh?
Absolutely.
2nd down and 8 with under 9 minutes to go. Red Lion.
And it looks like Central York is getting some of their other defensive players in there to get some reps to finish out this fourth quarter.
A good opportunity for them to get some playing time here
Absolutely.
in the waning minutes of this ball game. To give to Kyle Ricard there, number 7, 5'6" junior from Red Lion.
And that's another big tackle for number 23, Jake Turpak. We just called his name twice in a row. He's getting all over the field right now. Also a lacrosse player who's getting some looks at D1 and D2. Central York also has a player that came over this year from York High, Trayshawn Smith. He's getting some 6'2", 190 wide receiver. Oh,
and a fumble snap there. And number 12, Riley Knobb's just going to fall on that, the 6'2" junior, and that pushes Red Lion back. You know, sometimes with the fumble exchanges like that, the backup quarterbacks don't get a lot of practice time, and sometimes that's on display here. That brings up a 4th down and 20.
And we just talked about Trey Smith. He's back there, number 16, as the punt returner. Let's see if he has an opportunity to return the ball. Transfer from York High last year. Well, from this year. Got to watch the fake, I guess, huh? You never know.
You see who's back there in punt formation there
Yeah.
for
Randy Pfizer back there.
Randy Pfizer, and 7:04 to go. And right now, Redline being shut out by Central, 48-0, and a timeout called by Redline. They're going to think things over here this Friday night, this chilly Friday night at Central Dew.
7 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. For what it's worth, Redline did stop the bleeding somewhat because Central York only has 1 touchdown in the second half versus having 41 points in the first half.
41 in the first, so yeah, some adjustments have been made at halftime.
Want to thank all the viewers for tuning in.
Tuning in and enjoying the telecast tonight. Again, it's Dew Jones, Todd Edwards, Belinda Morales on our camera tonight. And
we're going to try to give some recognition to the band and to the cheerleaders over there as best we can. Yeah, keeping their energy up and keeping the guys fired up on the field. And you wonder sometimes, Todd, you know, with a visiting team not having a crowd here, does that have an effect on your energy and staying into the game, because you usually have your crowd behind you to support you,
and you don't have that, and then you have to bring your own, and a block punt there by Central, recovered by Central, and boy, the wheels have really fallen off the car here for Redline tonight.
See, the thing with that, I just saw Randy Pfizer kick the ball, and he had a very, very slow release when he got the ball. I was wondering why he took his time so much. Oh, I'm sorry, that was not Randy Pfizer. That was another Redline player that kicked the ball, but he had a very slow approach to kicking that ball, which gave Central York an opportunity to get that block. And in the game now is number 6, Trenton Dunnick, the second-string quarterback. I guess Bo Pavilion is done for the day.
Done. He's going to get some playing time here, and it's a keeper by the quarterback, Trenton Dunnick. Ball on the 37-yard line of Redline for Central with under 6.5 minutes to go.
And Central York is very high on Trent Dunnick. They believe he can take over the realms, and you know, once Bo's out of here, that he can take over the realms and be their starting quarterback. Nice strong run from Jamar Simpson.
Simpson, a senior here. You said he transferred from Dallastown.
Yep, transferred from Dallastown. If I'm not mistaken, a Texas native a couple years ago, and he came up from Dallastown. His father lives in the county. Kirk Simpson, Ronald Simpson, who's also a football player for York High.
And why a big run there, and
that's it.
A touchdown for Central.
Big time.
X marks the spot. How about it, dude? And that should seal the deal.
Yeah.
For Central tonight.
Well,
54 points. Just an incredible display of football prowess here put on by Central York tonight.
Yeah, and Jamar Simpson has a lot of energy. Like we were just saying earlier, like he can evade the first hit, and he can take a hit as well. So, you know, he was itching at the door to get that touchdown. It's well deserved. And
Cole Luckenball on for the point after attempt here. 5:37 to go here in the fourth quarter. And it's been all Central, dude. Let's face it, tonight.
Looks like somebody ran on the field that wasn't supposed to be there.
Player. Yeah, and he's running off. It looks like number 63 for Central.
Little miscommunication going on.
Danny Pham running in and running out. And
now
here he comes back in.
It's going to make this kick a little bit tougher for Cole Luckenball, but it's good practice for him in case they need to kick a field goal.
As we saw earlier, he missed a couple point after attempts here, and it'll be a good opportunity for him to add on that 55th point tonight for Central. Snap is down, and the kick is
Good to go.
Good.
And as we said earlier, Central York pretty much picked up right where they left off last year. They averaged around 48 to 50 points a game. They had 55 tonight.
55,
and so far it's been a shutout.
And just as you mentioned, a rather impressive defensive effort by this Central York Panther Ball Club, simply shutting out a team, Redline, who came in here with some high expectations for their season in Division I play under Coach Jesse Shea. They were 6-4 last year. Started the season off last year 3-0, if you remember.
Sir.
And not exactly the way they wanted to start off their 2020 campaign tonight. But they'll get a chance at some redemption next week as they return to Horn Field, their stadium, to play host to Southwestern.
And we want to tell the fans as well, you can't take this game from Redline and say, hey, this team is not a good team. You're playing against a really, really good Central York squad who won the division last year, went undefeated, and pretty much brought a lot of people back. So, Redline has to keep their head up and keep working strong, keep working hard, and, just take every week, take every game by game.
And Central York getting ready to kick the ball off here to Redline with 5:37 to go.
And so far, it's been a pretty clean game. It has been no dirty hits. There's no animosity between them. They're just playing good, strong football.
Good, strong football on display there. And looks like a timeout was called.
Looks like a new kicker is coming in for Central York, Brant Fisher, the 5'8 junior.
An opportunity, I think, at this point in the game to get a lot of your reserve players in and give them some opportunity here under the lights this Friday night, opening night for YAIAA action.
And also, fans, if you're watching or any other scores that's going around the league, please let us know. We'll announce it on air. We're interested in who's winning tonight. I know York High was up earlier over Dover. All the teams are pretty much playing tonight. This is a season opener for YAIAA.
Yes, a lot of games. York Catholic was playing tonight against Littlestown. Of course, we mentioned earlier Dallastown and Southwestern was postponed to November 6th due to the COVID outbreak at Southwestern. So both of those schools will play next week. Dallastown plays host to Northeastern next Friday night at Dallastown.
And as we said, Brant Fisher's now in to kick the ball for Central York.
5'8" junior.
Only 140, but let's see how his kick is. Pretty decent kick.
Kick to the up man there for Redline. The number 4, Brock Holloway with the...
And I know the fans can't hear it, but there's still some smacking and some hard hits going on out there. It's almost like professional hits.
Oh, yeah, you can hear from up here, no doubt.
With only 5 minutes and 28 seconds to go in the fourth quarter, Central York is in control of this game, 55-0 over Redline. And Redline was kind of hurting this game because they didn't have an opportunity to use Devontae Dennis as much as they wanted to. He didn't have any throws to him yet this game, and he got injured early on.
It was really a non-factor in this game offensively and defensively for Redline.
And Randy Pfizer did everything he can do.
A Central defense contained him extremely well tonight. That's Juan Morales, number 11, trying to bring some energy to this Lion Ball Club here with under 5 minutes to go on a chilly night here this Friday at Central York High School.
And that was a tackle by number 25, Brandon Watson, the 5'9 junior. Just got an update from Noriega Golf. York High 38, Dover 7, with 4 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the third quarter.
Looks like the Bearcats will pick up their first W of the 2020 season. And Tyree Spence looks like he's getting some playing time in here tonight for Redline. number 2 for Red Lion at the quarterback position. Randy Pfizer's night looks to be completed. The keeper. And try to make some moves there, number 2, Tyree Spence.
And that takes
junior.
And that takes Red Lion over the 50-yard hash.
Unfamiliar territory for the most part this evening for Red Lion.
I think they've only been over the 50-yard hash twice tonight.
I believe you're
and that's
right.
the second time right there. Again, I want to thank our videographer, Belinda Morales, for filming the game. She films all our games for the last 4 years, so we're very fortunate to have her. She gets off of work, comes straight here to help us out, so we really appreciate that. Also, our scorekeeper, Ryan Brown Jr.
Yeah, he's doing an excellent job. We hope to have my daughter probably next month when we get back.
They do a great job with the score with the scores.
Restriction on how many people are allowed in per the games, and
also we want to thank the sponsors: Basil Insurance, Anytime Fitness of Red Line, Prestige Motor Cars of York, for allowing us to film this game and giving us an opportunity to have this game on TV so people can watch it.
Without them, we wouldn't be here.
Absolutely.
We appreciate the sponsors for stepping up here.
And please visit their business because they have great things going on.
Support local businesses. It's much needed and much appreciated during these current times that we're in here.
And you would almost think that Central York had some fans over there by the way they're yelling and getting all excited. And
I believe it's just the Central York band and the
players.
players
Just the players
supporting their teammates here as the ball's turned over to Central with under 2 minutes to go. We have a running clock here. The score, Central York 55, Red Lion 0. Central York's going to move to 1-0. Red Lion's going to fall to 0-1 here and try to regroup heading into next week in week 2 in YIAA action.
Less than 2 minutes to go in the game.
And as we mentioned earlier to our fans that are watching, we're going to make our way down for a player of the game interview post-game.
It looks like Jamar Simpson ran into the referee with that run there, and it has the referee taking a knee for a second. As we said before, Jamar Simpson's a hard runner, and he likes to run through people.
And on that play, he did. It looked like
I think the referee's feeling it in his back. He
if
definitely
he's
got
not feeling it now, he probably will tomorrow morning when he wakes up, Dew.
Well, he's a little gimpy, so I think he felt that. You better get out Jamar Simpson's way. He wants another touchdown.
He wants another.
It's less than 1 minute to go in the game.
Maybe the final play of this game.
This probably will be another carry for Jamar.
And there he has it. Taken down by the Red Lion defenders.
Just want to tell the fans that stay tuned with us all throughout this year of football, of the football season. We have 5 games coming up in October.
We have a 6-pack of games, basically. We've added the West York game, and they'll play host to Susquehannock. Again, viewers at home, circle your calendars for Friday, October 2nd.
We even have a New Oxford game, York Suburban versus New Oxford. So we have that Adams County connection coming through,
again,
so you can check them out.
Braden Long, Abdul Janae, they've all graduated. They've moved on, and we'll profile them later in the season. But fans, here we have it, the conclusion of this game. The score, Central York 55, Red Lions 0.
Looks like the guys are going to show some unity in the middle of the field
here,
there.
Yes.
Very respectable game. No trash talking.
Clean.
It was very clean.
It was clean, and
oh, that's the way they shake hands now. They just kind of look at each other versus shaking hands. I understand that. Okay, I got you.
Social distancing in effect here tonight. And fans, again, your final score, Central York 55.
And we want the fans to tune in and tell us who you think the player of the game is. Go down. Central York is going to do their thing where they talk to the band plays for them, and they kind of sing their alumni song, I believe.
And we hope to make our way down with some of the other media members here in attendance. They look like maybe we'll make our way down here, too. Todd Edwards making his way down here on the field. We hope to get some interviews here with the player of the game as the Red Lion team is.
Two sponsors.
No, we're going to talk to Jesse, and then we're going to go over and try to get them back. We're going to try and get them. We better, yeah. Looks like Jerry's huddled up.
Well, fans, we're on the field now as we're going to make our way across the field, hopefully to get some interviews. Hopefully we'll get some interviews with the player of the game. There we are, under the lights. Do your thoughts again on tonight's performance.
Oh, I thought it was a great game for Central York. I mean, they did what they had to do. They ran out here. They did a great job as far as executing their offense and also their defense. You can't, anytime you shut out a team,
impressive.
I mean, that's a great thing for any football team.
And they did that tonight against Central York 55, Red Lion 0. We're going to make our way over here.
And we're going to talk to Bo Perbrula, Coach Yancic, and also Taylor Wright Rawls.
Taylor Wright Rawls after their meeting across the way here as the Red Lion faithful make their way back to the locker room after a loss. Want to make her way over, do a while?
Well, I don't know if the camera can catch us from way over there. I'm trying to see if they can maybe meet us here after they get done talking to Coach Yancic.
Coach Yancic meeting his players here post-game, an impressive win.
They do. As soon as they break out, yell for KB to get
As they make their way there, it looks like they're concluding their meeting.
And the coach.
Your son's kind of going over there trying to grab some of the players and hopefully for a post game.
Yo, come on, get Bo and Taylor real quick.
As we are post game here, trying to piece all this together.
Good game, boy. Bo and Taylor. Good job.
Oh, yeah.
Good job, man. Way to work.
Good
Way to
game,
work.
man. Good job. Good game, man.
Thank you.
Yep.
Where are we going here, Ham?
Let's go to Mill.
Bill.
What's up, man? Good job.
Good game, man. Good, good.
Good work. I'm gonna give you a shirt real quick. We live on camera, man. So they checking you out.
Yeah. All right.
We're both at. All right, fans.
Fans, we're here midfield after an impressive Central win, 55-0 over Red Lion, and we're here with player of the game. Dude, take it away.
I mean, it was real easy to call this one, man. Taylor had a great night tonight, man. In the first half, 4 touchdowns, probably over 100 yards, and you were really tearing him up on the sideline, man. We was actually calling it out. We was like, whoever's keeping Taylor on that, you can't keep him on a one-on-one. So I like the fact you guys highlighted that, and you exploded, man, and did what you had to do. So how do you feel about tonight's game?
I feel great. It was a team win. We really came together as a team well. It's been a long time waiting for this, so we just wanted to leave it all out on the field tonight.
I mean, this is a great way to start the season, right? 4 touchdowns, and like I said, Bo was on point. The defense was stout too, man. Like, you guys had a shutout. So not only was the offense running, the defense is running as well, man. So I know you guys got to go into the next game. Who do you guys play
Dover,
next?
you're going to be traveling to Dover. Your thoughts on taking on Dover next week?
Take it the same as this game, one game at a time. Make sure we read our keys, play it together as a team, and just finish strong.
Finish strong, and certainly you did that tonight with 4 touchdown catches by Bo Perbilla and our player of the game here as we are live finishing it up with Judah. Big plays here. How about it?
Yeah, no doubt, man. You know how it goes, man. I think it's just like
Taylor,
a
right.
shirt or whatever, man. But we just want to show it to the camera. Here, Doodle, take a picture. Oh, you got the picture.
There it is. Taylor Wright, our player of the game for Sports Shooting Stars, 4 touchdown catches.
Anytime Fitness, can you show the back too, please? You know Basil, right? All right, okay, cool. Nick Basil, Greg Basil, them guys. So, he's our player of the game. We also want to give you a Sports Shooting Stars mask, man, so you can represent, you know what I'm saying? We appreciate you, man. Good job.
Good job, and good luck. Stay healthy and go all the way. There we go.
See you soon, man. Check you later.
All right, Rawls, player of the game here with your Sports Shooting Stars, Dude Jones. Hopefully we can maybe get Bo Perbilla over here. How about it?
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so.
Otherwise, we're nearing the conclusion of our broadcast. Opening night here to do.
Yeah, it was a great game. Got a little chilly out here tonight. Also want to give a shout out to my man Kay. What's up? How's it going? He's going to be along with us throughout the year, helping us out with some edits and some pictures and things like that, man. So we definitely appreciate that. We may not be able to, Bo's a big-time guy right now. We may not be able to get the Bo until about 20 minutes from now.
Well, or we can go over. If you want to go over and try your son, maybe see if we can nab him. And And again, we mentioned earlier our telecast, no traffic problems getting out after the game tonight.
Nope. In and out.
In and out tonight. And, of course, fans, want to remind you that are watching, like us, our Facebook page, Sports Shooting Stars. Our next telecast, Friday, October 2nd, as we travel to West York, as they play host to Susquehannock, as I try to communicate through the mask here, which is kind
of... And we had these also for sale, Sports Shooting Stars. We're going to give them out to all the student athletes that, are player of the games and things like that. But if you guys want to buy one or want to reach out to us, we have shirts, and we also have these masks that we're giving out. I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Like I said, it was a great season opener. We had a great time.
It was a great, impressive win by Central. Again, 55, Red Lion 0, as we're trying to wait for an interview with Bo Perbilla, the D1 commit going to Penn State. An impressive array of talent tonight, and being interviewed by various media outlets here.
And that's going to be the situation for him all year long. After every game, he's going to have to at least take about 30 minutes out just to talk to the media. I'm gonna give a shout out also to the cheerleaders.
The cheerleaders are here.
Cheerleaders
They
that
put their
doing their
time
thing,
in as
yeah.
Well, it's just not the band and the
Yep.
players, but it's the cheerleaders.
You guys did a good job. Yep, no problem. It's a quiet field out here right
It is
now.
quiet. Under the lights here, it's
This is our new norm.
yes.
It is what it is.
Probably going to be this way for the remainder of the season under the COVID-19 pandemic.
Just a little story about Taylor. I think I've been knowing Taylor Wright Rawls now for about 6 years, since 6th grade. I met him in 6th grade. He played along with my son, Karan Brown, and they play on the same AAU team together. And he's a really good kid, very athletic, really good kid. He deserves everything that's coming his way. He's a hard worker. And, you know, just expect big things coming out of Taylor Wright Rawls. And also the connection he has with Bo. I mean, they connected very well tonight.
On 4 touchdown receptions there by Taylor Wright Rawls. Both are a big part of that.
But like I said, I think tonight's win was a big team win on both sides of the ball.
Spread the ball around offensively. Central spread the ball around, and very impressive effort offensively and defensively by this Central York to put the 0 up, no points scored. Been impressive. And it looks like your son's done. Got
He did a good job, man.
He's done. Yeah.
We won't keep you long, Bo. We know you gotta get in there, man. We're live on camera. We know your brother's watching, so we want to make sure you get your shot. How's it going, man? Great job tonight.
Congratulations. A big effort tonight. Your thoughts on tonight's game, opening night here?
Yeah, well, to start off, we didn't really have a scrimmage or anything like that. You know, we just had to go against each other, and I thought right off the bat, you know, the defense did a great job. You know, I think it was 3 and out. You know, they gave us the energy. Our offense came on. O-line did a great job protecting me, giving Isaiah some holes, and, you know, it was a great team effort to win.
And your throws were spot on. I mean, 4 of them to Taylor Wright Rawls. It looks like you have a connection with your teammate.
Yes, yeah. Taylor had 4. I think Judah had 1. You know, all my receivers, you know, tight end too. I mean, they're extremely talented. So if I can distribute the ball to them as much as possible, they're gonna do great things with it.
Great things here. Do your thoughts?
Yeah, that's definitely who we're standing on the sideline. You're working the ball around to all the guys. Break me down when you saw Taylor with that one-on-one matchup. Was that you calling that play? Like, hey, let's keep going back to Taylor, because he was taking over every time he threw him the ball.
Yeah, I think the first time we ran a rollout pass, I missed him. I think he was open on one. And then we came back to it, and then, you know, he beat the corner, you know, with his speed, and, you know, he made a great catch, and he got in the end zone.
Yeah, man, your accuracy tonight, man, was on point, man. I think, 5 touchdown throws, and, you know, you guys really ran it up, man. We have a mask for you. We gave Taylor Sports Shooting Star shirt because we didn't have 2 of them tonight, but you would have got one as well, man. But great job, man. We appreciate you, man.
Yes.
And like I said, keep rolling, man.
Continued success.
No doubt, man. Hey, say what up to your brother, man. I know Kay's watching, because he always tell me. I know he's watching somewhere, man.
Of course,
all right, man.
Penn State bound, but he has some business to do here with Central for this year and next year. So all
Yeah,
the best. Good luck.
Yeah, you guys picked up right where you left off at, man. Like I said, I'm glad that you said that you gave credit to the defense, because not only was the offense rolling, but the defense was stout, man. I mean, guys just like shut down. So that's a shutout, 55-0. I mean, can't get no better than that. No doubt. All right, thanks a lot, man. Hey, have a good night, man.
Yep.
Enjoy your weekend.
And there you have it, fans. We're wrapping it up. How about it?
All right, guys. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Like I said, you know, thanks for my son for coming through. My man Cade over here, he's going to be with us. You know what I mean? Check Cade out. He's going to be with us, taking some pictures, doing some edits. And, you know, we're just trying to grow the program. Thanks for everybody for tuning in. You know, we're going to head out.
See everybody on Friday, October 2nd.
I'm going to go home and watch the Lakers game and have a good night. See y'all later.
Good night. Take care.